This week on Gridlife Digest, Eli asked us about our favorite film franchises, ponder the effects of total societal automation, discuss Dave Ballard's sexual harassment claim towards the Naughty Dog lead, and the ever too prevalent trend in entertainment, and the last but not least, share our dream careers next. Welcome, listeners, to episode 13 of Gridlife Digest, the culture and gaming podcast, and the #1 Captain iPad podcast. My name is Noah Friskop, and joining me this week is Eli Shaw.
Hello.
Platt Matt Kuklinski.
How you doing?
And first time in a while, Emma Myers.
What's up, guys?
How's everything going with you guys?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Let's hear it.
Busy.
Busy? Yeah, right.
Yeah, really busy.
Busy.
Busy. Every Wednesday, each of us chooses a topic for conversation, and we recommend a piece of media for the group and audience to check out. You can get the show on iTunes, YouTube, and now Google Play every Wednesday, and be sure to check out gridlifedigest.com to see all the content in one place. And while you're at it, follow us on all of our social media platforms, at Gridlife Digest on Twitter and at Gridlife Digest Pod on Facebook and Instagram, so you never miss what's happening. Quick housekeeping: the first episode of our new show, Gridlife Love Letters, detailing our love for Uncharted, will be posted by the time this episode posts, so please check that out, give us some feedback, and share your favorite Uncharted memory. So let's go into the first segment. What have you guys been playing, if anything? I know we just established we're all really busy.
Well, I played like maybe 5 minutes of Pokemon Moon, and then I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like playing this.
I just like, nope.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing
I've
worse
been
than playing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, there's nothing worse than playing a game you don't want to play.
Yeah.
I got really into Fortnite for a while.
Oh, really? Like the single player mode or the Battle Royale?
Battle Royale.
Okay.
I went out and bought PUBG just because I felt like I had to, you know.
The natural progression.
Yeah, it's fine and everything, you know. But Fortnite is free. And Battle Royale is literally, it's literally PUBG, but with like Overwatch style graphics, which I really love because like the colors are gorgeous, and I love me a good colored game. And personally, I've had a lot more fun playing Fortnite. So I kind of felt bad. I was like, wow, I spent $30 on PUBG, but I just like to trick myself into thinking like, no, I spent $30 on Fortnite and I got PUBG for free.
Hey,
that's just what I keep telling myself.
It's good rationale. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of people that have jumped ship to Battle Royale after that came out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, like you got a good point with the aesthetic. Like it's just a lot more inviting. I know a lot of people hate on it for that reason, but I find it way more attractive personally.
I heard that the developers of PUBG are like trying to sue them.
They're pissed. They're like,
oh yeah.
Because especially because it's their
literally
engine.
The exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like Epic has the upper hand here because PUBG is using their engine. Like they could pull support from that really quick.
Wouldn't that be something?
It just tanks.
Oh man.
That would be a hell of a story. The game with the most concurrence on Steam pulls engine support from Epic, and then Fortnite Battle Royale takes out to the races. That would be something. Yeah, no, we did a stream a while back and played some Battle Royale. I want to get back into it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we need to do that again.
Definitely. What have you been playing, Eli?
I played a little bit of Destiny because it's Iron Banner right now.
Gotta get that sweet armor. Love it.
I tried. It's a lot harder than you would think to get the armor.
No, I understand.
It's a full set, and I just don't want to play that much.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of guns from Iron Banner, but none of the armor, which is really why I wanted to play, because it's a pretty cool armor set.
Yeah, I saw those. I was like, do I want to jump in? I don't know. But how do you feel that the level advantages have been disabled? Like, does that affect it at all for you?
It sucks. It does. I guess Iron Banner, it never really did especially once you get to like max level, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But like, it really, same thing with trials. It's still disabled, and honestly, it there's not as much of a differentiation between just regular old Crucible anymore. You know?
Yeah, it's such a weird design choice. It's like at least I'd say probably leave trials, have level advantages on, and then change Iron Banner or vice versa. I don't know. It's really weird. Just really weird.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
How about you, Matt? What have you been playing?
Me?
Yes.
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, I played about 5 minutes of Pokemon Moon because when Pokemon Sun and Moon first came out, I was like, I really wanted to buy like both games because whenever like a new Pokemon game came out, I only bought one version, and so I thought, I'm gonna switch it up this time. I'm gonna buy both, and so I played Pokemon Sun, all the way through when it first came out, and I had a blast with it, and then Pokemon Moon, I just never got around to it. So the games came out at this point probably about a year ago, and so I was like, maybe I could like get into this finally. So then I start the game up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. So I don't think I'm ever gonna buy the two versions of Pokemon ever again. I'm just gonna stick to one.
You tried. So
Yeah.
I've played more this week than many weeks before. So like I mentioned last time, I got a refurbished PS3, so I've been going through Red Dead Redemption again, and man, that game is just so much fun still, despite the technical issues that don't age all that gracefully. Played that, got, because I have an issue, Dragon's Dogma on PS4, runs a lot better than it does on my laptop, so I've been grinding away on that. And then today, I put a few hours into South Park: The Stick of Truth in anticipation for Fractured Butthole.
Hell yeah!
I can't believe this is a real game that you can play right now. Like, it's just so ridiculous and just so on point with almost everything it does. It's not only a good South Park game, but it's just a great game in general. Like, the guys at Obsidian know how to make a good RPG. So, man, I can't wait to wrap that up. I'm kind of rushing through it, unfortunately, because I'm down to the wire. I want to get on Fractured Butthole as soon as possible, because that also looks great. But, yeah, if you haven't played Stick of Truth, definitely give it a shot. If you Prude or Fractured Butthole, it's still funny to say, you could get Stick of Truth on your current gen system of choice. And the last thing, this is going to relate to our I recommend for this week, but I watched the No Clip documentary on CD Projekt Red on the Witcher series, and so I'm going back to the now very aged Witcher 1. Yeah, it's the jump between 1 and 3 is astronomical, but at this point I'm just kind of playing it just to appreciate it, and just appreciate, now that I know a little bit more of their story and how the development of that game took place. It's just really interesting to see their final product. This
is that on PS3?
It is not. I believe it is PC exclusive. They tried to port it to PS3 and Xbox 360, but it just didn't work. It just didn't pan out. 2 is, however, it is like enhanced edition or whatever. Yeah, you can play 2 and 3 on. You can play 2 on last gen. You can play 3 on this gen. But no, 1 is PC only. Unfortunately, it is built from the ground up for PC. Despite being janky in a lot of areas, it still manages to capture the atmosphere of the books and of the later games, and a few mods that are out there really kind of patch some of its shortcomings. So I'm really enjoying that. Just need to finish South Park, get to Fractured Butthole, and then it's to Wolfenstein and Mario and the fucking shit ton of games coming out.
Yep. If you don't mind me interjecting.
Not at all. I'm done.
Speaking of Nintendo Switch, I did buy Stardew Valley on my Switch.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't played it that much, but I mostly bought it for my mom, because she's big into like those mobile like farming games on her iPad.
Okay.
And I was like, those games are trash. Stardew Valley is amazing.
Here's a real video game, Mom.
This is a real video game. You won't. There's no microtransactions, so you can save money.
You mean I could just plant more crops? I don't have to pay for it?
No, yeah. She's already on her 2nd year.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so she has my Switch right now. I'll probably go back and get it when Mario comes out, but
she's like year
I played it a
5.
little bit. Yeah, probably, honestly. She got through a whole year in like 1 week.
How quickly did the days pass? I have no inclination for Stardew Valley.
It kind of depends. Early on, you get through a whole day in probably like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because you don't really have a lot of energy, but later on in the game, it probably takes 30 minutes or so for a full day to pass, or at least like you to completely run out of energy and you just have to go to sleep.
Because that game had a pretty huge groundswell of like appreciation when it came out. Like, is it like for someone who doesn't generally gravitate toward like farming games, like is it recommended to pick it up? Because everyone seems to love it so much.
I loved it.
Okay.
It came out about like a year or so ago.
Yeah,
a year ago.
something like that.
PC. And that's my preferred way to play it. But I guess you are just mostly doing farming and like just a bunch of quests, like side quest type things. So if you're not super into all that, I don't know if I'd recommend it.
So there are like is there like combat at all? Like if there's a questing system?
There's combat in the sense that you just swing a sword at like slimes and skeletons and stuff.
Okay, so it's not just farming.
Yeah, it's not just farming, but like you're only doing the combat and stuff so you can have a better farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much is it on the eShop right now?
Nintendo eShop is $15.
See, for that I might pick it up.
I'm not sure.
Because that would be a Switch game or nothing for me.
Honestly, yeah, it's pretty fun on the Switch on the go.
I still haven't bought Cuphead, even though I was so excited for Cuphead. It's just not what I'm feeling right now. I need to get to that. But any final mentions before we move on to topics? Nah.
I think we're good to go.
Fantastic. So, Eli, what's your topic?
So my topic is, what are some of your favorite movie series? Yeah, we'll do favorites. Unless you want to toss out like best over favorite.
I'll say we're gonna have to differentiate between best and favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got one.
We all know what the best is. I'm not gonna say it, but
do we? I don't know if we do.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah,
I know.
I think we do, definitely.
All right, that's a bold claim, Cotton. All right, who wants to go first then?
I'll go first.
Have at it.
All right. So immediately when you said, best movie series, the first thing that came to my mind was the Shrek series.
Oh my God.
All memes aside, those movies, instant classics, so good. I've seen all the movies in theaters, so
Let's not leave out the video games either, because I mean.
Oh yeah.
When do you get to play as the
on
three
Game
blind
Boy.
mice?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
No, this is his first game. Was Shrek
Yeah, that was
on
my
the GBA.
That was my first ever game. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, go check that out.
I might have a bias towards Shrek 2, but
It's very special.
That's a series that is very close to my heart.
I had no idea what you were going to say, but now that you've said it, like that makes perfect sense. Of course you'd say that.
I'm glad someone said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my pick.
I mean, how do you follow that up?
It's a good question.
I'll go on the Shrek a couple minutes longer.
You want to keep talking about Shrek?
Hey, I'm all down.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get into this.
All right, let's go deep dive into Shrek. The number
Shrek
one
1 and
Shrek
2.
podcast.
I doubt it.
I'm gonna look.
So Shrek 1 and 2, amazing films.
High art. Shrek.
Honestly, it is. Shrek 3 and 4, I haven't even seen 4.
Four was alright.
Shrek 4 is fucking trash.
I didn't even know there was a 4.
It's fucking trash.
Wait. Which one was Shrek 4 again? I get 3 and 4 mixed up.
Wasn't that like the Rumpelstiltskin one?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was alright. Like, I'm not gonna say it was great or anything. You know, the least I could give it was good, but nowhere near the quality of the first two movies. You know,
I can't imagine.
I'm not gonna lie. Shrek
So
3
here's my take.
Shrek 3 was also, good. Like it's not as good as the first two, but still good.
So I googled Shrek podcast, and they're on Stitcher. There's a show called The Ogre Cast. We're talking Shrek, baby. So that is probably the number one Shrek podcast on the internet right now. So we cannot take that title, unfortunately.
I mean, we can. We just gotta do better.
Are we gonna convert to an entirely Shrek podcast? Potentially. I mean, who knows what the future might hold.
One
Great.
Shrek conversation every week.
Love Letters episode 2, Shrek.
That's
Noah,
that's not
make
a
this happen.
that's not a terrible idea. I don't know if I'm passionate enough about it to host it, but go for it.
I
man.
mean, I would have to rewatch, like, have like a Shrek marathon so I could like start taking notes and stuff.
like
and
get
then,
really analytical with Shrek.
Yeah, like maybe maybe I'll actually do this. Maybe. No promises.
I mean, yeah, if you just need an open panel to talk about your appreciation for Shrek, I mean, I'm down. Again, I'd probably have to rewatch them to have something to say. But yeah, no, let's make this happen
I'll make
eventually.
myself watch 4 for that.
I don't know if you have to. I don't know if you have to, but
Just to be fair.
just to yeah.
I watched Shrek 4 like probably a month and a half ago. Like,
Of course you did.
recently. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like my friend and I think I don't know how this started, but like we were just talking about Shrek, and then next thing, I think my friend said he never watched Shrek 4. I'm like, yo, let's watch this.
Yo, let's watch Shrek 4.
And then the other thing is, I think we also watched it in Polish, because why not?
Of course you did.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened.
That's
So you
awesome.
didn't even get the full Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy experience,
Yeah, that's true.
That's essential.
and you still love it.
That's
Yeah.
essential to it. Okay. What does it sound like? I'm gonna look up what it sounds like in Polish after this. Huh.
Yeah, you should.
That's very interesting.
Have you seen Shrek the musical?
No, it's disturbing though. I've
It's
I've
on
seen the
Netflix.
costumes. It's
I
on
watched
oh
about-
my gosh.
Yeah, I watched about the first maybe 5 minutes of it with my nieces yesterday. Terrifying. Utterly terrifying.
I don't think I can do it. I mean, maybe for Halloween, like, if you want to get real spooky, you turn on Shrek the musical, but for any other reason, I don't know if I could stomach it. It's
I
disturbing.
keep hearing rumors of a Shrek 5. Has that ever been confirmed,
I'm
or is
sure
they just
eventually.
yanking my-
I'm sure eventually.
This-
Oh my gosh, Shrek the
I mean,
musical is terrifying.
I'm down.
I'm down for a Shrek 5 if they, repent for their sins of Shrek 3.
What if they did a Shrek prequel? What would a Shrek prequel look like?
Oh, we need that. We need to know what Shrek was like when he was like a teenager.
Do we need that?
Yeah.
Do we actually need that?
Yes. We need that backstory of like why does he like being by himself in his swamp? I need to know.
Yeah, why is he so isolated?
Yeah.
How old is Shrek?
Oh, that's a
In
good
human
question.
ears.
He is hundreds of years old. He's as old as the forest himself. Oh my gosh. What would that look like? Like, imagine the
Well-
stinger for the poster for that. It's like,
In the best Shrek film, Shrek 2, we did see
Yes,
it
I
as a
agree.
film.
I agree.
no,
Yes,
but
yes,
like,
we
it,
did.
the
Didn't look that
best
old.
Shrek is Shrek 1. Like, it's,
No.
I don't understand.
No,
yeah,
Shrek
it just
2
is.
the best one.
No.
Here's my
No.
argument for everyone that questions me.
Okay.
Is Shrek 1 an amazing film? Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Definitely 10 stars.
Out of 10. But here's what Shrek 2 did. Shrek 2 gave us everything we loved about Shrek 1.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
answered all our questions. And what was on everyone's mind after watching Shrek 1?
Nothing.
What would Shrek look like as a
Oh
human?
my god.
Yeah.
No. No. I
got that.
Plus,
don't believe
plus, like, in
anybody
Shrek-
thought that.
In Shrek 2, we met, the monumental character, Puss in Boots, dude.
Yes.
Okay, shout out to Puss in
He
Boots.
changed the game. Like, come on.
But like as a film, Shrek 1.
There were so many good moments in Shrek 2, like near the end when they're singing that like epic song and Shrek has to like
Epic?
race to
Gingerbread
the
Man.
yeah. No. You cannot seriously tell me that you think Shrek 1 is a better movie than Shrek 2.
I haven't seen Shrek 2 since it came out, so
Oh
I don't have the
God.
best recollection
Fix
of the
this.
events.
We need to like have a watch
along for
something.
Shrek. We still need to do the Room one.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
okay.
like-
I'd be
That's
okay with
first
it.
priority.
Yeah, that's first priority. I'd be down though, because yeah, I literally haven't seen Shrek 2. For some reason, it was banned in my house.
it was wait,
Oh, wow.
what?
Yeah, that was weird.
Ooh, no.
Something was there? Like was
Ooh.
it was it like the? I don't know. I can't even remember what was bad about it, or quote unquote bad
Banned in
about
your
it.
house. Well, tomorrow, you text your mom or you give her
No,
a
it wasn't
call
my
and
mom.
ask
It was
her,
my
and then-
dad. He was like,
Oh.
"You can watch Shrek 1. You can watch Shrek 3. You can't watch Shrek
But
2."
not Shrek 2.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I mean-
Maybe. All right. I mean, the gingerbread man scene was pretty graphic, so
I don't even remember
understand
the
that.
scene you're talking about. So that's how
It
little
was
I remember.
upsetting. It was very upsetting.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
See
so-
that's what scarred me. Like I couldn't even think about Shrek after watching that video. Like it just really
Have you
ruined
seen
it for
all
me.
of them?
Yes.
Because
Well,
they're
no,
all fantastic.
not all of them, but I've
There's-
seen a good chunk of them.
There's no one that's seen all of them.
I've seen all of them. There's the one with him in the orphanage, which
No.
is very bad, by the
No,
way.
gosh.
I want to know about that.
Oh, and
Yeah, there's a YouTube compilation of just like all of the Shrek is love, Shrek is life videos.
how long would that be? Because I don't know if I can handle it. That's
It's not
that's a lot
Too
to stomach.
terribly long.
Okay.
There's like 3 or 4 of them, and they're all about the same length. What is
yeah.
it, like 2 minutes or something?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
The official Shrek internet videos. Okay.
Right.
So
I
I
haven't seen Shrek in years either.
All right, we're doing this watch along, I guess.
all the more reason to do this watch along.
The
yeah.
only Shrek piece of media that I really, really remember is like the American Idol thing that they did.
Yeah.
The Shrek Idol.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
like
Wow.
I spent
And that was
hours playing
fantastic.
that game.
yeah, it was pretty good. I remember watching that as a young lad.
I haven't thought about that so many years. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So many
Okay.
good characters in Shrek 2.
Here's my definitive argument for why Shrek 1 is better than Shrek 2. It popularized the greatest song of all time, All Star by Smash Mouth. That's all
okay,
I'm saying.
that is a pretty good point. I'm not gonna lie.
And you want to talk about
But-
someone who's seen all the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life videos? I've seen all the Smash Mouth parody videos. On
I
the
mean
internet.
that's not canon. So
What's not canon?
Shrek canon.
The Shrek is love. So that's not
Yeah,
canon.
I
so
know,
we're gonna
I
throw
know.
that.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't.
extended universe.
Yeah, no, that's
Can it please be though?
that's the
Can it
prequel.
please be canon?
That's the prequel. That's why. That's
Earth, we're
why
looking at you.
That's why
he's,
he's exiled, in
exiled
the swamp.
because he's a pedophile.
Exactly. There we go.
Oh no.
We
Yo,
got
that
this.
was my like childhood hero you're talking about.
Hey,
man.
I mean, he tore. I mean, he. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it, but
You had Shrek. I had Barney. They're both in the same boat now.
oh my
Alright.
gosh, no, not Barney. I don't want to think about Barney in that kind of situation.
Anyone actually like Barney though? Like, let's be real.
I did.
here.
I loved it.
That shit just like creeped me out more than
Barney,
anything.
Dragon Tales, and the Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
I want I fuck with
Teletubbies were
Teletubbies.
legit. Like I had DVD or no, I had VHS.
It's like you didn't have no DVDs. You had VHSs.
Yeah.
Let's get that.
I
fact
had
straight.
like really gigantic stuffed animals of each of them, and apparently, like whenever I would go anywhere, I would scream and cry unless I had like one specific one with me. which is crazy because like I look back at I watch the Teletubbies now, and it's insanely creepy.
It's
Like
disturbing.
it's crazy
Very
how creepy
strange.
it is.
Like,
And watching it in black, you should watch it in black and white sometime.
I might. I just might. You know, it's
The whole-
what were those guys on while making that show? It's like what sort of substances were being consumed? I would like to know.
Hey, it's just some monsters with TVs on their stomach, and the moon is the sun is a baby. And,
Totally normal.
custard.
It's totally
They
normal.
have kids now. I don't know how that happened.
What?
But the internet's freaking out about it. You haven't seen? Oh
No,
my
I
God.
thought
Yeah.
I didn't know
the
it was still
Teletubbies
happening.
had children.
That's disturbing. With
and-
each other?
I don't know.
with the sweeping like robot guy in the
Oh
house?
God, I don't even want to.
vacuum cleaner?
I don't want to
The
think about
vacuum
it.
cleaner? I was only
Okay,
9
so
years
I'm
old.
looking it up. The vacuum also had babies.
Who?
There's so many of the babies. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. There's a ton of them. I also love that like the only food they ever consume is like those stale ass pecan sandies that are like oversized.
Oh gosh.
I thought those were pancakes.
I don't even know what they are.
What? Okay, I'm gonna go to the official Teletubbies wiki. We're gonna get
Yes.
Teletubbies wiki.
So let me get to the names of the babies. We got Mimi, which is hey, Mimi's fine. Mimi's fine. We got Min.
Teletubbies wiki. Oh my god, it exists.
We
Of
got
course it
Ba,
exists, dude.
The
got
Tiddly
Lulu.
Tubbies.
We got Pink, we got Umby Pumby, and then my personal favorite, Dougal D.
Oh my
Just
god.
when you thought they could run out of names with the original show,
Those are
No, we got-
creepy. Those are so
we
creepy
got a
looking.
bunch more.
Oh my god.
You should watch this scene.
There's a
like,
2015
scene-
series. I didn't know that even there was a 2015 series.
Yeah. That's where it's like it's happening. They're taking over.
No, they're so creepy. No.
Yeah, I don't need this. I don't need this.
Oh, I can't. I said Teletubbies wiki jokingly, and it's like super in depth. Like all of the episodes,
Okay.
all of the characters.
Fan fiction.
Apparently, the name of their house has a legitimate name, and it's called the Tubbytronic Superdome.
I had no idea. Honestly. I want a Tubbytronic Superdome. That sounds awesome.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala,
Kinky
Poe.
Winky? What?
Tink-
Tinky
Tinky Winky.
Not Kinky
He was the
Winky.
purple one,
they
right?
have kids,
Yeah.
So
I think so. I mean, they did have
Yeah.
kids, so
Poe was the red one, I think.
yeah, Poe was
Yeah.
the red one.
Lala was yellow, so Dipsy was the green one.
yeah, the
That makes
greenish
sense.
yellow
The green
one.
one is pretty. Yeah, that looks like that'd be his name. His or her name.
Poe is played by Pui Fan Lee.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is something else.
All right.
So Teletubbies
Tiddly
20.
Tubbies.
So
It's ongoing. It's not over.
The
No,
story
they
is
just
not
had
over.
the kids. Like
Oh, this
a
is like a
couple
new.
weeks
This is
ago.
like an event.
Yes.
Yeah.
they've been
The
pregnant
revival
So
series is what it's called.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they have an official website.
God.
Hit me up with all the merch.
Of course they do. They don't have merch.
I mean,
They have an app.
No.
No. It's nothing sacred.
Who's who?
Sorry,
Watch
Teletubbies
ooh
should've
exclusive
died.
clips. There we go.
No, I don't
my
need that.
goodness.
So trivia, unlike the original series, which was filmed on a private field in Warwickshire, the reboot is filmed in a BBC studio and uses a green screen to add the realistic effect. So yeah, this is some
Wow.
cheap ass Teletubbies happening.
Lame.
Yeah,
Not my
I don't like anything
Teletubbies.
about not my Teletubbies. Get out of here.
Make
It's
Teletubbies-
talking
I want to
about
platinum
how-
a Teletubbies game.
Yes, please.
Is there a Teletubbies game that has a platinum? To platinum?
No, I mean, I highly doubt it, but if there is,
That would
I
be.
need it.
It better be an easy platinum.
Well, it should be like the hardest thing
Yeah,
ever.
it's like just super fucking grindy.
I'm looking
100
at,
hours of gameplay.
List of awards that the Teletubbies have won. They won the most edgy program of the last 50 years award.
What does that even
What?
mean?
I don't know.
That's an award.
Yes. They also won greatest impact program of the last 50 years.
50 years? There's so many better shows.
Most edgy program of the last 50 years. I want to know what else was nominated for that.
Okay, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Teletubbies? Edgy?
Badass.
Edge.
Badass? No. Like, what the fuck? Edgy award.
Baller.
Baller, yeah, there you go. I mean, they got TVs
There's a whole
for
section
stomachs.
talking about the cult following, though. The mixture of bright colors, unusual designs, repetitive nonverbal dialogue, ritualistic format, and a character forays. What does that even mean? What is that word?
Foray?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the context.
Occasional forays into physical comedy appealed to many who perceive the program as having psychedelic qualities.
I mean, it is psychedelic. Okay, so wait, that seems a little. So I looked up the definition of foray: a sudden attack or incursion into enemy territory, especially to obtain something, a raid. That's obviously not what it is in this context. So that's why
Teletubbies be raiding.
they'd be raiding.
Have you heard of the Tinky Winky controversy?
No, I haven't. Please let us know. Enlighten us.
So in 1999, this chick, alleged that the character was a gay role model because he held something that resembled a woman's purse.
Oh my gosh.
He warned parents that Tinky Winky could be a covert homosexual symbol.
They're gonna
because
catch the gay.
He is purple, the gay pride color, and his antenna is shaped like a triangle, the gay pride symbol.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Fucking Illuminati shit.
The BBC made an official response explaining that, quote, Tinky Winky is simply a sweet technological baby with a magic bag. He's not gay. He's not straight. He's just a character.
So he's bi.
No, he's asexual.
They even brought in a psychologist who stated, quote, the opinion of a leading sexologist who maintains that this series has no negative effects on a child's psychology is perfectly credible.
Does this all check out? Is this going to make my child gay?
Despite the objections, the Independent on Sunday's editor included Tinky Winky as the only fictional character in the 2008 inaugural Happy List, alongside 99 real-life adults recognized for making Britain a better and happier place.
I'm sorry?
This is I don't know how to
So a
handle this.
newspaper included Tinky Winky in a list of 100 people that supposedly make Britain a better and happier place.
Dude, Tinky Winky is up there with like all the greatest heroes of history.
I just love the whole Tinky Winky could be a covert homosexual symbol part.
I'm gonna just that's my own headcanon. It's like it's all just gay propaganda. And that's why it's edgy. That's the only reason. That's the only reason how it makes sense. Man.
It was edgy
The
for
Washington
right
Post wrote a column that stated that lesbian comedian Ellen DeGeneres was out as the chief national gay representative while trendy Tinky Winky was in.
Tinky Winky is in. Well, this just means I can use the Teletubbies for the thumbnail, so this is great.
Yes, fantastic.
What was the house called
Best
again?
movie series, though. Oh, let's see.
Just 1 second, just because it was so good.
Tubbytronic Superdome.
Okay, what the fuck did you just send us, Matt? Jesus. I mean, there's some evidence for the gay controversy.
I just looked up some gifs, man.
I mean, that you did. and you did deliver.
You found one.
So basically, because this is an audio show, Tinky Winky is blowing into what looks like a balloon, and the yellow one, I can't remember their names, is just really backing that ass up to it. So, yeah,
It's so good.
it's so good. Like I'm still watching
Someone
it.
licking another person's ass.
Yeah, basically, but like with like a giant dick tongue balloon.
Yeah.
It's like a
yeah.
dick with a tongue at the end.
Like if someone had like a snake or a frog-like tongue, whichever one like coils up inside your mouth. Yeah, it's like that.
That's
Imagine that.
This is horrific.
Anyway.
Man, Tinky Winky.
Man, I did not think I was gonna see this good content today.
This is great content right here. I can't stop watching it, so I have to. Oh yeah, this topic was about movies, huh? So what were you gonna say about movies, Emma? I apologize. Tangents.
Well, I mean, it's obvious the greatest movie series of all time is Star Wars. So,
But is it?
But is it?
it is.
Now I question this.
Here's what I'll
Trilogy.
say about Star
Okay,
Wars.
drop it.
I love Star Wars to death, but I get they are not like they're not like quality cinema. Like
Empire is.
yeah, but
I'd say
like
A New Hope is too.
Yeah, New Hope is. I would give it to
See,
both of them.
I do not like The New Hope.
Really?
Yeah. The New Hope is probably my second least favorite Star Wars movie.
Do say even more than the prequels?
Yeah, like 1 is by far the worst.
Do
and
say
A New
more.
Hope has to be the second
No,
worst.
no.
for
Attack of
me.
the Clones is the worst.
No.
See, I didn't mind. Okay, here's the thing about Attack of the Clones. The only saving grace is that I get a look at Hayden Christensen.
Being creepy.
That's why. That's why I can stand to watch Attack of the Clones.
Have you watched it in like lately? Like,
Yes, I watched it. It's actually probably the most recent Star Wars film I've seen.
okay.
Really?
See, I watched them all lately. I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, 1 got up a peg for me. I'm like, I could stomach this more than Hayden Christensen right now. Like, he's worse than Jar Jar.
I cannot handle 1.
But this is pod racing. Don't you understand?
I do, unfortunately.
Boss
I just
Yeah, Boss Nass.
oh my
Never
God.
forget Boss Nass. Max.
4 for me is just boring.
Max on the group chat just drops a WTF at this GIF. 4 is the word. I see that, man. What about it? Like, what about it is bad for you in your eyes? I'm just curious.
I honestly, it's just kind of, it's so hard to explain because I do love the movie. I
Yeah.
still like really like it. It's just not one that I watch. Like if I'm just like, oh hey, I want to watch some Star Wars, I'm never ever gonna pick 4.
Wow.
I just think it's kind of slower paced for me, especially at the beginning.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, really.
Man, I
personally.
still YouTube the intro every once in a while. Like, I love that movie so much, but I totally get what you're saying. Like, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I will always love it. Like, there's just some parts in it. I generally gravitate towards slower movies anyway, so I guess I don't mind as much. But yeah, if you're gonna pick a Star Wars movie to just watch out of the blue, I guess that wouldn't be mine either. So I can kind of see what you're saying. But man,
I
there's
do
so
love
much good
I love
stuff.
all the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
Like I genuinely do. Even one that I think is garbage, it's still Star Wars. But like I always say, like the universe of Star Wars and everything that encompasses that is
Fucking
so
awesome.
much better than the movies. Like
unparalleled.
the movies are absolute freaking garbage compared to some of the books and the games and everything.
Like, garbage
And it's
is a
just
stretch,
it's
but
just
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the universe of Star Wars is like my favorite. It's my favorite setting, just in fiction, period. But yeah, they're not the best movies, and with this topic being best movies, it gets a lot more complicated. Because yeah, like I love and adore Star Wars more than almost anything, but I can't give it the top for a movie series. I just can't.
would you say it's the Lord of the Rings then?
It's one of them. If we're gonna go strictly trilogies, potentially.
I'm talking about series.
Just it doesn't have to be
Entire
trilogy,
series.
just entire series.
Gotta
Personally, one of
take
my
the good with
favorites.
the bad.
Personally, one of my favorites. Even though they did cut out so much of the books, like I just think it was really well executed, and like I still like I want to watch the extended editions again, like before this year is done, just because I haven't seen them in a while. But yeah, I don't know about number one. I hate ranking things by numbers. It's just hard. Man, that would definitely be on the short list. Let me like write it out. I need to do like a list. But
Lord of the Rings, the extended versions, I cannot get anyone to watch them with me.
I'll watch them with you in Idaho.
Yeah, like
That's the only way to watch them.
I know, because honestly, I'm not gonna sit alone for I don't know 10 hours and watch straight 10 hours straight and watch movies.
12.
But
12 hours.
12?
Yeah.
Okay,
They're 4 hours long.
Yeah,
I have a
and-
very odd relationship with Lord of the Rings.
Lay it on us.
Like, I want to like it so much. And when I watch them, I do enjoy them. But the Lord of the Rings movies it's like I have this like out of body experience almost to where I can watch a movie
God.
and be like completely engaged into what's happening. But once the movie's done, if someone was to turn to me and be like, "So what's that movie about?" I couldn't freaking tell you.
You just zone out.
Right, like I have seen those movies countless times and I can't tell you a single damn thing that happens in any one of them.
Not one?
Not one.
Not
I
like
agree with you.
I could go through the whole fucking story right here. Let's go.
I've seen them so many times and yet I literally don't know like the plot hardly at all. Like I can't tell you a single thing that happens in any of them.
Can we do a 12-hour long watch along for this too? Just fucking watch a bunch of movies.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go.
It's so freaking weird and I hate that. I'm like, why is my brain like this? I don't get if it's a focus issue because like I when I watch the movies, like I know what's happening. Like I'm totally engaged with watching the movie, but it's like after I watch it, it's like I revert back to my previous state.
Yeah, like
Huh.
no matter how hard I pay attention while I'm watching the movies, I always like there's like two things I'll remember. Like Twin Towers has the trees, or I mean Two Towers. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Twin Towers.
You're not. That just changes the whole context.
I was so confused for a second. Like, wait, is there a movie about the Twin Towers that I didn't see?
Because you've seen all the other ones, of course.
Yeah.
Sauron did 9/11.
The only thing I remember is I think it's in the first one when Frodo like seductively puts on the ring in front of Sam.
Is that the first one?
I don't even remember that much.
I can't even tell. Like that's the issue. I can't even tell you what happens. It makes me so mad, and that's why I can never say that I like Lord of the Rings or that they're these like super super good films because I don't know if it's like because they're too long or there's so much going on in the movies. It's just so much to keep track of. But it's just like, for me personally, man, I cannot watch them. They're so hard.
I guess my issue with them is that I've only ever seen them back to back to back in a marathon setting, so they all kind of blend together. So I couldn't tell you what happens in each individual film, but I can tell you like the overarching story. Because like they really do just feel like one giant movie.
And I didn't have that issue with the Hobbit movies. Like I really enjoyed the Hobbit movies, and like I know what happens, and like I know the story of the Hobbit movies. Like I know what happens, but for some reason, the freaking Lord of the Rings movies, like
That
I
ends
can't
up being
remember
just
a
as long.
single thing. Right, exactly. That's why I know it's not that they're too long because I don't have an issue with long movies.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Someone please explain.
What is wrong? Man, that's very interesting. I just don't have that issue, I guess. I don't know.
I love the Lord of the Rings movies, and obviously, like I bought the extended editions and I've watched all 12 hours, but it's like And they're great movies and everything. It really is the same thing with Emma. Like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, I can't really recount what I just saw.
It is a lot to take in,
Not in a bad way.
especially with all the
It's
world
me.
building.
It's my fault for sure.
Well, now I just want to watch them more. To be honest.
Yeah. I can't. I can't count the amount of times I've invited people over and be like, I got Lord of the Rings extended trilogy on Blu-ray.
Dude, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll be right over. Give me
See,
that.
That's why we're friends, Noah.
Yeah, it just, man, I'm really sorry to hear that, because I'd be so down. So there's a giant SparkNotes summary on the whole thing. It's actually not even that long. It's only a page.
I'll
A
just
long
have
page.
to read it.
Yeah, so
Then I will be educated.
okay, so 20 rings existed, right? 3 for the elves, 7 for the dwarves. I'm not gonna go through it, but here we go. Man, best movie series. There's like no series without like duds. Like name like a series that like are all consistently good. Or does that matter?
I just saw it. They don't have to be consistently good, but just like as a whole, like you could watch all of them or like I don't know, yeah.
I'd have to shout out Indiana Jones then. Even though Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is awful, I thoroughly enjoy
It's
the
not great.
originals.
Yeah, I need to go back and give Temple of Doom another shot.
Temple of Doom is by far my favorite.
Really?
I even have the
Honestly?
book.
See, my
Temple
order
of Doom sucks.
it doesn't suck. I just never thought it was the best personally. But my order was always Last Crusade, Raiders, Temple of Doom, and now like going back and watching them, it's by far Raiders, Crusade, Temple of Doom. But I need to give Temple of Doom another shot, and then forget the other one happened.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Man, what a shame. That could have been so cool. Especially with
And
like
it
the
kind of
60s
like,
setting.
yeah, like because that movie was so bad, it's like there hasn't been like anything Indiana Jones since.
Apparently they're gonna do another one, but Harrison Ford's like
That's
87.
That's been like a rumor now for like 10 years.
Yeah, and Chris Pratt and everything.
Yeah, and then like rebooting it with someone else. I'm like, don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Just leave it.
Leave it. Great films. Minus one.
I want more from 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I want more in it'd be like early 90s, I guess.
The Mummy movies. Third one is forgettable. But
best of all time. Or
love-
no, we're doing favorites, excuse me.
Yeah, favorites. I love the Mummy movies.
The first Mummy movie is hilarious. And I love Brendan Fraser so much. R.I.P. his career.
I was gonna say he's
Right.
alive.
Yeah,
But he's
alive.
totally one of those actors that when he dies, okay, when Brendan Fraser dies, either it's going to be this huge deal,
He
or
was so
nobody's
great.
going to know
We
about
all
it.
loved him so much. Yeah.
I think everyone still loves him if they did before, but it's just like he disappeared. He didn't do anything wrong. I don't, in my opinion.
Oh, and I know this one gets thrown out a lot and might be, cliche to death right now, but the Dark Knight trilogy is one of my personal favorites. I even love
I've
Rises.
still never seen a single one of those.
Oh my gosh. What? We need to do that
I
too.
know.
All right, so we got Shrek, we got Lord of the Rings, and we got the Dark Knight trilogy on the
It's
docket.
like I am not like a die-hard like superhero fan movie.
You don't need to be though.
superhero
It's just a good
movie
film.
fan.
It's just a crime drama, basically, with a guy that runs around in Kevlar. Like it's barely a superhero movie.
I feel like it would be one of those movies that I would totally love. It's just I just never got around to seeing it, type of thing.
Man, especially Begins and Dark Knight. Like those are just immaculate. Like Christopher Nolan. Shout out to Christopher Nolan once again. Man,
Yeah.
we need to make happen. Like at least the first two for a watch along or a commentary or something. Not a commentary, but a watch along.
No, you have to watch Rises.
You have to watch Rises, but I'm saying like in terms of priority, definitely watch Rises. It's divisive, but I still really enjoy it despite its laundry list of issues.
It's divisive, but I did cry at the end of it when I watched it.
I almost did. I'm like, this is, man, it's fantastic. Man, you need to, like, they're not superhero movies. Like they are, but they kind of transcend that genre and they just become great films.
I'm also not a huge Batman fan, but
and this
I
isn't a
do
great
need
Batman
to just
either.
watch the movies.
Yeah, it's like, as a huge, ginormous Batman fan, like, Batman is the least interesting part of these films. Like, honestly. Except for in Begins. Like, he's great in Begins, but he kind of takes a side, like a side role in 2 and 3. So it's, like, barely even about him after 1. Man, I want to watch those too. I got a list.
Yeah. You're making me want to watch that, like, right after we finish this.
Yeah, just pop in Batman Begins. And that score, just that fucking soundtrack, and just the atmosphere, just how, like, grounded yet completely ridiculous it is still. I don't know.
So I'm going to shout out a series of movies. I don't know if you guys all seen them. But the Mission Impossible movies.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a really
I've
good one
seen
actually.
All 5. I don't know why I watched them all, but I love all of them. 2 is kind of weak.
Then about 3 is my favorite.
3 is great.
3 is so good, and then like even like the more recent ones, like they're so good. Like they don't really deserve to be that good.
No, I didn't expect to love them as much as I do, but like I just put them on. I put on the first 3 were on Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to watch these. Like, these seem pretty cool. And they were great.
Oh my gosh. I love 3 so much. Those are all good, but man.
I'm a big Protocol fan.
I do like that one too. Man, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Really just killed it.
Simon Pegg.
Man, those are great. Those are way too good. Let me see. Mission Impossible. I feel like Max would freak out if we didn't mention Harry Potter.
I've only ever seen the first one.
How do we all feel
Forgot
about
about
Yeah, how do we all feel
The
about
first
it?
one's
Potter?
not good.
Harry Potter's good. I like Harry Potter.
I don't think the first one holds up either, honestly. 3 is still my favorite. They're good. I don't like it as much as I thought I did. And I just realized that there are people who love it way more than I do, but
I mean,
they're well
books
done
more.
films. Yeah, the books are great. Like they're still well done films for the most part, except for 1 has issues, just technically.
It's just because it's aged, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like aged CG and stuff.
Yeah, I forgot how
when I
young
watched
they
one,
were.
like it wasn't the effects for me. It was just I found the story kind of lackluster.
Yeah, it's setting up the world. It's a lot of world building.
Yeah, and I heard like they do get way better. It's just again
Oh, yeah,
one of those
definitely.
things I never got around to watching them,
Insurmountably
and I know
better.
I need to.
Honestly, like
but
way better. Like they're absolutely
Yeah.
worth it.
Actually, I watched them all. Like me and my friend, we had like a Harry Potter marathon where just like every day we would just watch one movie till we finished them all. And yeah, I agree. They definitely get better as you go along.
Another shout out to the Bourne trilogy.
oh
I
hell yeah!
I really enjoy those. I never saw
The
Legacy
trilogy?
or the new one,
Okay.
but so I can't really speak
Legacy?
on those.
Was that the one with no?
Jeremy Renner.
Okay, yeah. I didn't see that one, but I saw the new one that actually had Matt Damon.
Jesus
it's pretty
Christ,
good.
that's Jason Bourne. Like that's the only thing I know from that movie because
Yeah.
I love that meme. Like it was one of my favorite memes for a long time. Like it's super overdone. I love it.
It was pretty good. If you like the original trilogy, you'll probably really enjoy it.
Yeah, I need to get to it. Man, Matt Damon got jacked for that. Let's see.
I'll also shout out the Poltergeist trilogy, just because those movies are not good, really.
Yeah.
But they're classics for me. Poltergeist 2, just the scene with that old creepy man. Oh my god.
Old creepy man.
And the Conjuring movies and Insidious.
I keep wanting to divert back to best, but yeah, we're doing favorites, so all it's fucking Wild West. Let's go. Best movies.
I gotta give a shout out to, for all its problems, the X-Men series, because it's still going strong.
Those are still really fun movies.
Very
to watch.
high highs, very low lows. Very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. I fucking cried during Logan.
One of the best superhero movies, back to back with one of the worst superhero movies.
Days of Future Past. Love it. Need to go. I need to go back and see 1 and 2. Don't
First
care to see
Class?
3. I don't like First Class
I've
as
not
much as most
seen-
people do, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, not a big First Class fan. I like the idea of it, and I really like who plays Magneto? I'm just blanking on his name.
Fassbender?
Fassbender. I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto, but I don't know. Generally, just kind of felt lukewarm on First Class.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, no, I know.
Apocalypse?
Hot take.
Apocalypse,
I didn't hate.
No, I didn't hate it.
It kind of made me remind like why I like X-Men. Like they kind of nailed some of the dynamics, but just not a great movie.
My biggest complaint in the entire X-Men series of films is not enough Cyclops. I love Cyclops.
They fucked up Cyclops bad. Like Cyclops used to be my favorite character until they just fucking ruined him in the movies.
Yeah, and was it the first one where he was like the pubescent teen that was worried about killing everyone all the time?
I think so. They've had like 3 of those
It's been
now.
way too long, yeah, since I've seen them.
Written by David Hayter, voice of Solid Snake and Big Boss.
I cannot believe that when I saw that.
Dude,
I
yeah,
think I already knew that,
he's
but I
responsible
saw it.
for the best X-Men movie, X2. Just let that sink in. He was like Ghost Rider on 1, but no, he's like I believe he was main writer on 2. So good on him. Good on him. Man, I want more Logans though. Like real bad. Like it makes it
Wolverine Logans or
more
Logan
Wolverine.
style movies?
More both, I guess. Because it just made it even more bittersweet that was his last time. Because I wish we got 17 years of that instead of like decensored, like very PG-13 version, which is fine. But like after seeing like him without boundaries, like it was so good. I love.
I have a
love
question.
Logan. Yeah, go for it.
So Logan, that is Wolverine's like real name, right?
Yeah. Well, it's his. It gets complicated, but basically, it's what everyone calls him.
So basically, you want a Batman movie just called Wayne?
I would be totally down with that.
Or a
That'd be.
Superman movie called
I would even more enjoy a Clark Kent movie personally.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'd be really down for a Batman movie where he like barely ever puts the cowl on. I think that'd be really interesting. But I know mass market audiences probably wouldn't care for it too much. But yeah, no, Logan is always just Logan, so like he never turns it off. Like that's just who he is. So it makes sense. Like he doesn't really have a dual identity thing going for him. He just puts on the suit sometimes.
So, but why do people call him Wolverine then?
Because he's the goddamn Wolverine.
But you just said that he's
It's
always
his
Logan.
superhero name.
Yeah, it's his X-Men name. It's his it's just his moniker, his code name, his military like issued like Weapon X. I'm a badass name. Yeah, no, he's always just Logan, in the suit or not.
So like he doesn't have a last name?
Well, his name is
It's James.
it's James
Howlett.
James Howlett. Yeah, that's his real name. But
I
people
thought
call
his
him
name was
Logan.
Logan.
His name's Logan.
No.
Okay, he's like 200 years old. Like you gotta get multiple
Lost
names.
his memory at some point.
Yeah.
and-
We try to forget. We try to forget about that. You know,
He got shot in the head with a vibranium bullet or adamantium, and
yeah, it was
Yes.
adamantium. They can say adamantium.
lost his memory.
Yep. Man. Will I Am was in that movie. Remember that?
Hey, the supporting cast of that movie was not bad, except
No, it wasn't
that-
bad. It was just the execution.
I mean, he was good up until he became the end
that-
result of Deadpool.
yeah. Weapon 11?
Yeah, yeah.
He had all the powers. God. But that just gave Ryan Reynolds material forever, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah. I hope
Deadpool is a good ass movie.
I hope Deadpool becomes one of like the best superhero series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would count that
Definitely
with
on
X-Men.
pace for it.
Yeah, if they can just keep it up, like they knock it out of the park. I would.
Did the second
those
one
in.
ever get a release date or anything?
I don't believe so. They're working on it. Let me see. Deadpool.
Mhm.
It's gonna have Cable. He looks sick. Josh Brolin.
Sick.
Josh Brolin.
I just hope it's
Yeah.
good. The first one was just so good. I think that
It's so
people are
good.
gonna have super high expectations.
Yeah, astronomically high. So it's just 2018. No release date yet.
I just hope that the cab driver comes back in the second one.
He has to. Like he has
Yeah,
to.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
confirmed he's going to.
He's
anyway.
essential.
Okay.
He's essential.
That's the dude, man.
And it's such a damn shame that they're gonna do X-Force, but without Logan. Like he's so essential to X-Force, and he's not gonna be there. And we never got to see
That's
Deadpool.
sad.
We never got to see Deadpool and Wolverine interact. It's like, except for in Origins, which sucks. It's like I want to see modern Deadpool interact with Hugh Jackman Logan. Like such a shame.
I think Hugh Jackman will have a cameo in Deadpool at some point.
Think so?
I think so. It has to happen.
Or it's like you look a lot like, or it's just Hugh Jackman playing Hugh Jackman. It's like, oh, you look like a lot like Logan or whatever. Just some like fourth wall break.
In some capacity. I mean, they had his face in the first one, but like,
I just want to see them talk to each other. Like I just need to have like a dialogue back and forth with them. But
press X to bitch slap.
that's so good. Like that game is not a good game, but it's a good Deadpool game. Let me see. I'm blanking. Like I was gonna say Rocky, but it kind of middle ones.
Here's one.
I'll shout out the Star Trek movies.
The new
They
one.
were
all of
enjoyable
them.
for me.
All of them, are just like the more recent ones.
The more recent ones.
I really
haven't
dig
really
those.
seen any of the old ones.
I
but
really,
yeah,
I really enjoy them.
Star Trek's one of those things that I'm in love with the aesthetic of it way more than I am like the actual content.
Yeah.
But I think the newer movies really, they did a good job. They were enjoyable, fun movies to watch.
I forgot that Thor was his dad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
Chris
weird.
Hemsworth was
Amazing scene.
Yeah, I really dig those. I even really like Into Darkness, which I guess is cool to hate on. But then Beyond
I
was
like that
whatever.
too.
Beyond.
I like it. Did not see Beyond.
It's all right. It has a very different feel to it, but you get that whole cast. It's a fun time.
So
Way
here's
less lens flares.
Here's a couple movie series that did not wane at any point. First off, we got the Men in Black series.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I dig
Men in
it.
Black. All three of them, I fuck with hard.
I thought 3 was a little disappointing after I was really excited for it. My expectations got out of hand. But
Yeah, the way they like connected, his dad was like the cop or whatever at the end, and like, man, that really hit me. I don't know. That was like a classic Will Smith, you know?
Josh Brolin as K was perfect though.
Yeah. That's right. He was young Tommy Lee Jones.
He nailed his voice. Like that was definitely the standout for me.
So we got a big shout out to Men in Black, big shout out to Will Smith. And then the other movie series that has not quit, and I stand by every single one of them, is Toy Story.
Oh, that actually might be the best trilogy.
Yeah, I think that is the best trilogy, soon to be 4.
But why? Oh, that frustrates me too. But whatever. It's like it
might ruin
ended so perfectly.
It might ruin it, but you know where we're standing right now, it's flawless.
Yeah, as of this date. But it ended so perfectly. Like, why are they doing this? It's so frustrating. whatever. That legitimately might be
Money.
one of the best. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's absolutely right, but it's just a shame.
I think that's all I got.
Contentious. Die Hard. Besides the last one, I really enjoy.
Really?
Yeah, no, I love Die Hard.
Die Hard 1 is good.
Die Hard 1,
and-
they're none of them are as good as Die Hard 1. So it's not a great
No,
answer.
no.
It's not a great answer, but
Die Hard 1 probably carries the rest of them.
yeah, it kind of does. And the one with Timothy Oliphant too, I really enjoy.
I like the one with Justin Long. Is that the same one?
Potentially. I get all their names mixed up.
Live Free or Die Hard.
That one. The
That one
Kevin Smith.
was okay. Kevin Smith?
Yeah, Kevin Smith was in there. We
Oh.
had
Wow.
Bruce Willis, Justin Long, Maggie Q, Timothy Oliphant, Kevin Smith. I enjoy it quite a bit.
What a cat.
What a cast. I don't have a definitive answer for this. I've tried to narrow it down, but I simply do not have a number one. It's too tough.
I guess I gotta go Toy Story.
Let's cop out. Yeah. It's a really good one. Do I want to just give it to Lord of the Rings? I don't know if I do. You know what? Not number one, but I fucking loved Blade Runner 2049. But I way more than the first one. But that's kind of like Die Hard, where it's like that could kind of carry both of them for me. So that it put it very, very high in my mind. But again, like only two.
There's a lot of Blade Runner canon extended universe.
Yeah, that has a great like just world building element to it. God, go see that movie. I can't believe it's tanking. It's too good to tank. Go support it. It's too good in IMAX if you can.
How is it tanking? I mean, like every single
yeah.
review I've read or everybody I know that's seen it has just like nonstop talked about how good it is.
Have you seen it?
Not yet, but I actually have to see it for film class because we
Okay.
had to watch the original, so I am soon.
Which cut of the original did you see?
The final cut.
Okay, good. Do you think he's a replicant?
Whoa! Spoilers.
Is it spoiler? It came out in 1982. To be fair,
I'm
I
just
don't
warning the
know.
listeners.
it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's ambiguous. Go see 2049. It's one of my favorite movies in years, honestly. Just on a technical level,
It's beautiful.
gorgeous. Like just the soundtrack, the visuals, almost flawless in my mind.
I have to rewatch the first one before I go see the new one because like
And watch the shorts.
I slept through half of the movie the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
It was just a long day. Not that the movie was bad. I just, I missed the entire middle of the movie.
That
So I
made
saw
things
the
real
beginning and I saw
confusing.
the very end. So I need to rewatch that. And then, yeah. But I'm excited to go see the new one because I love the aesthetic of Blade Runner.
It
So-
takes the aesthetic of the original and just fucking turns it up to 11. and
I
then
can
past
imagine.
it. And Ryan Gosling, always good. Go see it. It's painful. It's painful that it's tanking because it's so good. Like it's frustrating. But anyway, yeah, I don't have a definitive. I know it's cop out, but that's all I got. I apologize. Any final mentions before we move on?
I will say that there were some pretty dope ass Scooby-Doo movies over the years.
That's good.
Zombie
Shout out
Island,
Zombie
Witches, Ghosts, too good. Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase. Oh my God, Cyber Chase.
Yeah, Cyber Chase.
Just good.
Yep.
They were never super long either. Like they're just good. Like go freaking watch a Scooby-Doo movie. It'll make your day better, I promise.
Shout out to Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers. Even though it is Red Shirt Shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
it's still a
Red
good movie.
shirt. Does he die? Like what does that mean?
He had
he's
a-
wearing a red shirt.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It was
Yeah,
a
and-
weird era of Scooby-Doo, but Still pretty
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah,
everybody
it's a lot.
hated like a pup named Scooby Doo. I loved it.
I remember that. I have no idea what it was about.
All
Besides,
right, if you hate a pup named Scooby Doo, come find me in San Francisco and fight me.
It's so like
I will defend
endearing.
it.
Like, how can you not like a pup named Scooby Doo?
I just have no opinion on it. I just haven't seen it in years and years.
Yeah, you should give it a watch
I
sometime.
don't know. I mean, I got a pretty long list now. I mean, I got Lord of the Rings.
Just
I
some
got
occasionally,
Shrek.
I'll just listen to the theme song, and it brings back all the feels.
I do remember the theme
So
song.
nostalgic. So nostalgic.
So I can say that at least. I remember the theme song. Pub named Scooby Doo. All right. I'm just completely lost. Oh, it's my topic now. Great. So my topic. So this is kind of a dramatic shift, kind of a serious one. So, an ex-developer at the Sony first-party studio Naughty Dog, you might have heard of him, named David Ballard. He posted on Twitter, quote, "In late 2015, I was sexually harassed at Naughty Dog by a lead. My work environment became extremely toxic afterward. In February 2016, I had a mental breakdown at work, and Sony PlayStation HR became involved. When I told them about the harassment, they ended the call and fired me the next day. They decided the company was moving in a different direction, and my job was no longer needed. They tried to silence me by offering me $20,000 if I signed a letter agreeing to the termination, as well as to not discuss it with anyone. I declined to sign. I've been unemployed for 17 months since. When interviewers ask why I left Naughty Dog, I say I was burned out by the crunch, ashamed to get to the root of the problem of being sexually harassed. I'm speaking out now because of the strength I've seen in others coming out forward with their experiences in the film and TV industry. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I will not let anyone kill my drive or love for the video game industry, my passion in life." And then Naughty Dog responded with, quote, "We have recently read on social media that an ex-employee of Naughty Dog, Dave Ballard, claims he was sexually harassed when he worked at Naughty Dog. We have not found any evidence of having received allegations from Mr. Ballard that he was harassed in any way at Naughty Dog or Sony Interactive Entertainment. Harassment and inappropriate conduct have no place at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. We have taken and will always take reports of sexual harassment and other workplace grievances very seriously. We value every single person who works at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is of the utmost importance to us that we maintain a safe, productive workplace environment that allows us all to channel our shared passions for making games." Now, there's been a lot of things coming out in terms of, people coming out talking about how they've been sexually harassed. An example being with Screen Junkies with Andy Signore, which just blew me away as a fan of theirs, former. What do you feel about this response? Because to me, it feels extremely, extremely lazy, and it really just feels like they're brushing this off completely. It says they're taking it seriously, but like they don't even address like if they're going to try to find the root of the issue. They just say there's no evidence. We're moving on, basically. Like, what do you guys have to say about this? Because I was blown away by it.
Well, I didn't read the statement or either statement, I guess, prior to what you just read to us. So I guess I haven't really like dug into it, but just from other people's reactions to it, like, I mean, it's not okay.
No, it just seems like they're just. I can reread any part of it, but like he gives out like a total, like believable, like statement, and they say, "Oh, we don't have any evidence, so we take it very seriously," but they're not going to pursue. Like, at least with the Screen Junkies case, they're like, we're looking into this. He's suspended. We're gonna fix this problem. Like, they just be like, yeah, we take this really seriously, but we have no evidence. So basically, we're just moving on. Like,
and that's really not the sort of statement that any company should be giving. If we as like a society want to discourage this from happening anymore,
yeah.
like I get that they want to investigate it and everything, and just to make sure, everything's totally true. If either on either way, on either side, but still, it's like you. I don't know. You'd want to be on the helpful side.
Yeah, this is not helpful.
Yeah, this isn't.
I mean,
a little
it's
too neutral.
definitely a complicated issue.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just like,
I mean,
it's infuriating that they're
so
just blowing it off.
For me, the thing that I guess kind of bothers me is that what his name was David. What was it again?
Dave Ballard.
Dave Ballard. I think the thing that really sticks out to me is that if what he's saying is true, I'm not calling him a liar or anything.
Yeah.
But like if because he said that Naughty Dog basically offered him, $20K to like keep quiet
Hush
about
money.
the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is messed up.
It's fucked up.
That is unacceptable. And I think, if that actually did happen, then I think Naughty Dog, I know this is gonna like, kind of like take a hit, to their like name and stuff, but like that is so messed up. Like you gotta like, try to be like a little bit more transparent,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, he will pay you a sum of money if you just like push this under the rug. Like, we don't want our name being
like,
thrown through the dirt instead of
no,
like trying to fix it.
Like that's really messed up. And then the other thing that kind of stuck out to me was that when I first read their statement, and then I was seeing everybody's reactions in the Kind of Funny group, I was kind of shocked, at first, because like everyone was saying that it was a bad statement, and at first I didn't really understand why, because they said that they didn't find any evidence. So who knows, like maybe they did actually try to do something, but if they did, then they should, like, in the statement, tell us what did they actually do to come up with this conclusion that that they never found anything. So they should be a little bit more clear, and as I said earlier, a little bit more transparent. And then I think maybe people will be not as not as mad, I guess. Obviously this whole situation is pretty messed up, but if you're just more transparent and you told people what you actually did, then maybe something else would have happened.
Yeah, just like say, like, like we're looking further into it. We're
Yeah.
talking to the leads, like we're trying to find evidence, and we're talking to him, reaching out to him to get like more sides of his story, instead of just like completely blowing it off. Like, oh, we got no evidence. Like we at a glance talk to everybody. Did you sexually harass this man? No. All right, no evidence. It's like,
yeah, like how, like to what extent did you go to actually come up with this conclusion that, okay, yeah, we can't find any evidence.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
it's such a copy and paste response, but without any of like the important parts, like the parts that ensure their audience that they went through the effort of trying to get the right place. It's like, what, God forbid he is lying and trying to somehow like brace himself up and like get paid or whatever. It's like, God forbid that happens, but it's just, I just wanted to talk about it because I was just so blown away by it. Like, it's like such a small, it's like it's only a few sentences, and you look at other instances, it's like where they go into like detail, and it's like, I'm not saying you have to go into super detail, but like it's so copy and paste, but without any of the substance that is supposed to be reassuring.
Like, I've been reading it over while you guys have been talking, and it's truly awful.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it just goes to show you that like anywhere that you work, you can encounter like shitty people like that, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. Yeah,
Like
unfortunately.
like anywhere. Like, you know, Naughty Dog, you know, they've been, you know, like they're huge right now. Like all the stuff they're working on and all the stuff they've done, and now like this. So yeah, it just goes to show you that like, and you could have like the best job in the world, but there's still gonna be like some crappy people there, you know.
Yeah, especially when your bosses at Sony try to pay you off to shut you up instead of trying to fix
Yeah,
it. Like
like
that's the part that really
that
fucking
is.
bothers me. It's like fucking hush money. Seriously? It's like no,
So yeah, we're just gonna pretend that this never happened, basically.
we need to save face. We don't want to look bad. Here's $20,000, and I'm so glad he like turned it down. Like that must have been. It's like
Yeah, that must have been hard. Like he's been unemployed for 17 months, he said, right?
yeah. Like he's trying to get
Like
interviews, but like nobody hired him.
that's horrible.
Man, somebody hire this guy.
Yeah, like
Lawsuit incoming? Question mark.
It's so easy nowadays for sexual harassment just because of all of the social media and the internet, and it's like a breeding ground for these types of people, and it's awful
It really
because
is.
it's happening more and more and more to like all kinds of people. I mean, like, who was that? The Hollywood producer guy that's under a lot of fire for that.
Oh,
right now?
Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Terry Crews
Yeah, like what the
came
hell?
out.
That was
Like,
crazy. Like seriously?
Like, who in their right mind would look at Terry freaking Crews and be like, yeah, I'm gonna sexually harass him. I'm gonna grab his ass. I'm gonna, like, what? These sick people. And it's these people in these high positions, whether it's in Hollywood or the game industry, who have a lot of power and they're in charge with a lot of people. And it's like they're able to like get away with that kind of stuff. It's sickening.
Yeah, it's like money buys you safety and security and amnesty from
My mom
repercussions.
Yeah, my mom watched a documentary, and it was all about basically sexual harassment in Hollywood, especially with like child actors, between like managers and producers, and how basically like Hollywood is just like one big like orgy in a sense,
Yes.
where it's just like, hey, yeah, you can get this really good lead in this movie, but you have to sleep with me first,
It's
type of
fucking
thing.
cesspool. It's ridiculous. Gosh. Yeah, and there's like the stuff with Ben Affleck too. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. He's the one, because I was trying to remember who. I remember reading the article, someone spoke out and then he got called out, and yeah, it was Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I feel like his response was felt pretty genuine to me. Like he's like, yeah, I'm a fucking kid. Like I was super immature and that's wrong.
Yeah, those videos were cringy as hell though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Something like
So in 2003, I guess,
Mhm.
Ben Affleck like groped somebody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me try to get the details.
yeah, she was the host of I think TRL.
Yep, MTV's TRL. Yep. That's what it
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was on camera and everything.
It just sucks that like he came out and it all started with the tweet or the statement or whatever about how sexual harassment is this awful thing, and then he immediately got thrown under fire for something that he had done like almost 20 years ago,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is crazy.
It's
But
like
like that, unfortunately, like when you're in the spotlight like that, your past will haunt you, and that's just one of those instances.
especially
I
with the
felt
internet.
really bad for him. Yeah, but like
Yeah, just
it's
don't.
like you do something shitty and then it's there forever.
Yeah, you can't get away from it unless you're Donald Trump. Let me see.
Got him.
And there was also the whole thing with Casey Affleck too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading about that as
Yeah.
well.
I wish
That-
Ben would fucking condemn that shit too, but let me see. Let me get
Yeah,
details on this.
Casey Affleck is blacklisted from my house,
Good.
my home.
Good. I mean, that's he like I didn't know about this until recently, unfortunately, but yeah, it's like so I'm on time.com. So Casey Affleck has won over a dozen awards, including a Golden Globe for his performance in Manchester by the Sea. Though expected the news, objections from actors, sexual harassment allegations, settled lawsuits. So yeah, it's like he should know better. Like, don't do this.
Anyone should know.
Yeah,
better.
anyone should know better. I'm not. Yeah, even though I say like Ben's response was more candid, more genuine, like I still don't, forgive his actions whatsoever. It's like you should just know that that's not okay. But unfortunately, in film, it's way too accepted.
It's in film, yeah. It's been around forever, and like we've known it existed. Everyone knows it exists in Hollywood that like, especially women are getting sexually harassed just to have their career,
Yeah, exactly.
But in recent, I don't know if it's been, I'll say years, but more so this year than ever. I feel like the video game industry has definitely come under a lot of scrutiny because of like social media making it easier for victims to come out and like not only share their own story but like
Rally
sorry,
support.
I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah.
Not yeah. It's
like
let's hear it a little bit.
yeah, share their own story and come together as as victims.
Yeah, especially when people do it through like direct messaging, and you can screen cap that stuff and have it, and then like it's just spreads like a wildfire. Like, I'm glad that more and more people are seeing it's that they're coming forward and sharing their stories. It's like because they're like just afraid of the backlash that they might receive. But like slowly but surely, like we're getting more and more people coming out and like exposing these people for what they've done, and I guess that's something good that can come out of social media. But
it has its pros and cons because of course for every one person you get that comes out and tells their story and their experience, you have like 10 other people who are just like saying that for attention. Or like I think of the whole like Jake Paul sexual assault scandal that was complete bullshit that they did just for views and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that do that. I mean, people get like fired and then they'll turn around and they'll be like, oh well, like let's say for instance this guy that none of this is even true, and like I'm not saying that he's lying or anything like that, but like what if like Naughty Dog fired him? And then he was just like, Naughty Dog fired me. I can't find a freaking job. I'm going to try to get back at them somehow. Because people do that. And I'm not saying that that's what's happening at all. I don't believe that's what's happening at all.
Yeah, no.
But unfortunately, there's really freaking sick-ass people out there. And it's awful. Because then you get a lot of people who do come out and they try to talk about their experience and tell their story. And then you get so many people that are like, oh, well, you're just lying,
Yeah, that's basically what Sony did.
It's just a bad deal.
Yeah, it's just bad all around. But yeah, no, I just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts. So, any final like mentions, like any final thoughts before we move on to this one?
Well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, this stuff can happen to anyone in any like industry. Because what I was just reminded of was there was the whole Taylor Swift lawsuit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this.
Which one?
A little bit, yeah.
It was a recent one where like back in 2013, there was this meet and greet, and this radio host, David Mueller, he groped her, and then she he got fired for that. And then he tried to sue Taylor Swift for millions of dollars, and then she countersued him for sexual assault, and she won. But and she only asked for $1 back in damages.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say basically that this could happen to anyone in any type of job, any type of industry, and it's a scary thing.
It's just another shitty part of humanity, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just kind of want to say, like, yeah, it can happen to anyone, and I feel like Terry Crews coming forward was like to have a face that to represent victims of any crime. I feel like Terry Crews is what he did was pretty important. I don't know if it was something like, I don't know if it's gonna influence anyone right now, or if it has influenced anyone, but I mean, as long as, I don't know, victim solidarity, I guess, and as long as there's that, and for anyone who's not a victim to just, not speak for anyone that is a victim, just be helpful to them and not, invasive or anything.
Yeah, don't shut them down.
Yeah, like that's really like what you should be doing. Like, don't I don't know, you shouldn't take it into your own hands, even though it feels like you should, because it's really like you have to just be a support for someone in this instance.
Yeah, maybe then people will become a little more comfortable with coming out and sharing their stories instead of being fearful of such a backlash.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So, Matt, what's your topic?
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about autonomy, like more specifically, kind of like my fear of it. So, basically, what I mean by autonomy is basically like our technology is always changing, it's always evolving and stuff, and so it's something that I've been thinking about like a lot recently because uh, you know, like I think we've all seen like that Amazon Go trailer where basically, it's like this supermarket, you go in there, you can grab whatever you want and like, you turn your phone on or whatever and you leave the store and then it automatically like uh it automatically takes the money out of your bank account. And so, right now, or in the recent future. I don't think that makes sense. In the coming future, it's only going to be like one store, maybe two stores. You might seem like here and there, but eventually, as time goes on, it's probably going to be like, every single supermarket in the US is probably, eventually at some point, we're not going to need cashiers anymore, right? So that's one example of like what I'm talking about. So then now all of a sudden you have all these people have a job, right? And everyone can afford to go to college. They have to, try to find something else. And that's not going to be like really easy if you've been a cashier, let's say like 20-25 years. You don't really, I mean, you have other skills, but that's kind of what you were, that was your thing. You were a cashier or whatever. And so all these people that can't afford to go to college, like the cashiers, no one's a cashier anymore. So that's like millions of jobs that are just eliminated like right there and then. And so another thing I was thinking about is how like in the future, all our cars are going to be like self-driving, and like there's going to be like some people who choose to like not they're not about that self-driving car life. They enjoy
Back in
driving.
my day, we had
Yeah.
to drive our cars.
They enjoy driving, so they do that. But eventually people realize self-driving cars, there's no more car accidents anymore, like ever. So all of a sudden the police anymore, in the fact that like you don't need them for like traffic violations, because there are no more traffic violations, because self-driving cars are smarter than humans. And so basically what I'm saying is, like, what do you guys think about like autonomy, like basically like what we're gonna lose like so many jobs, and like what do you think is gonna happen? Like, are more people just going to have to like be college educated, or I don't know, like what do you think is gonna happen? Because we're gonna lose like millions and millions of jobs, and people, that's basically my question.
This is a really valid and real thing that I think we're gonna have to worry about really quickly, because it's like, as you said, with like the Amazon store stuff, like it's only gonna keep progressing faster, and it's only gonna make the divide between the rich and the poor wider. Like it's going to even further degrade, quote unquote middle class. Like, if you're not on the cutting edge of this stuff, and there's no like smaller jobs for you to do, like what are you gonna do? So it's really scary. Like, I totally share your fear about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Just, kind of the whole, there's so many people that work these jobs to get by, and then what happens when they're gone? Because a computer can do it, and a computer can do it way more efficiently than a human can. So why would you want a human,
Yeah, it saves you. It saves the big heads up at companies more money, but it ultimately degrades the economy, except for monopolized mega corporations.
I mean, for like one thing that like most supermarkets have now, and most like retail chains, is there's the self checkout, where you can just do it by yourself. You don't need, I mean, there's a cashier there, like on a computer, like making sure that everything is going through and stuff. But that's like one person for like 4 or 6 registers, so.
Yep. And it scares me how much I like to use those. It's like, I don't have to talk to somebody. It's like, wait, no, there needs to always be someone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like this is just as much of a philosophical question as much as it is like economic and societal,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Is this future, like, there are a lot of benefits, that you could possibly see, but is
it ethical?
Yeah, is it ethical? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, are the benefits outweighing any of the negatives? And if they are they outweighing it for a majority of the people or for a small minority?
Small minority, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's like the everyday person, they're not going to benefit from this. Like, your basic, little stuff in your life is easier, more convenient, but at what cost? Like, we're only going to have more and more people, and so we're going to need more and more jobs, not less. And it's just going to keep dwindling. So it's really scary. Like, honestly, I'm worried about this stuff. Like, it's going to be soon. Like, this is going to be a real issue.
Yeah, I feel like it affects more people than you'd like than anyone would like to think it does,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it affects more people like close to them than they would want to think it does too. You know, like family. Anyone could have family that didn't go to college and is working like a minimum wage job or something, and like if your brother or something could not have anything to do for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
That's just like
you know,
cyberpunk.
you're like imagine you have kids, right? And then they ask you, they're like, "Mom, Dad, like, did you guys actually have to like, like take all these things, put them on like some conveyor belt, and then someone would have to, scan all the items and then put them in a bag for you? Like, did you guys actually do that? Like, that's crazy."
Now our overlord's Amazon just does it for us. Amazon is the government now.
Yeah, I mean,
really only helps Amazon.
Yeah, like big mega corporations.
And
in the long run.
I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who protest, like, not, well, there's going to be a lot of people who protest, like, protest it, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that boycott these things, and I don't know, I still don't know if that's enough to like stop like people from losing their jobs and this taking over.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be even easier for people to be like really upset at first and then slowly become more okay with it. Is when they get scared. It's like when the apathy sets in, it's like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah, like maybe as time goes on, people will like, learn to adapt, but that initial like period of time, it's gonna be like really interesting and like really scary to see what happens, because the cashier and like driving, those are like the first things I thought of, but like what other jobs would be affected by this?
I mean, just basically anything that can be done easier and cheaper by a machine, like just basic labor stuff. Like there's always going to need to be somebody like up high to to design everything, but like just basic labor stuff like that could all theoretically be done faster, easier, and cheaper.
Yeah, I guess like landscaping, like I guess you have like an autopilot what's that thing called, lawnmower or something?
Yeah, like an autonomous lawnmower. Yeah. It's like Mike is not going to be able to roof houses because there's going to be a roof, house roofing machine.
Yeah.
It's like, what is Micah going to do,
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I don't know how like lower class people or families what they're gonna do, because you take away all these jobs, and then like like millions of people, they're gonna need to try to find like another job, and then that job gets like terminated basically, because there's an easier, more cost-effective method of getting that job done, and then like I don't know, man, it's so complicated.
It is. Like hopefully just like, businesses will buckle down and refuse to fully integrate these things. Like that's really, it's just going to take people with the balls to not conform to like the times, like I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
do that though.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that forever.
I mean, the thing is, like right now, so like Tesla and Mercedes, like all these people, all these companies that are trying to, do the whole the car that drives itself thing. Like the one thing that is kind of like preventing that from becoming like the standard is that the technology is far from perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't work yet.
For example, like Tesla, like you still have to be like alert at the wheel, like there was like an accident where there was a guy driving a Tesla, and he wasn't paying attention to the road, I guess. Like his hands were not on the steering wheel, and the car alerted him apparently 7 times to, put your hands on the wheel. And there was like a tractor trailer who made like a left turn or something, and sideswept him, because it wasn't that the Tesla autopilot was ineffective. It's just that the driver, I guess he thought that the technology was more advanced than it actually is. Like you still have to pay attention to the road.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's not an immediate problem for right now. It's just soon, eventually
Yeah. Yeah.
it will be like to the point where you can just sit in a car and it'll take you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That I don't have as much of an issue with if the technology makes it safe.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you take away human
It
error.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
human error is probably like 99% of all car accidents.
Oh, so okay, I just thought of something now. So since we're talking about car accidents, so there's never any errors, right? So do we not need insurance anymore?
I don't know,
Uh,
because like
I
things will still
mean,
happen. Like
like,
other extenuating circumstances will still be there. Like so probably.
okay, yeah, like natural disasters and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to need as many people then, because there's going to be less accidents overall, right? It's going to be like,
for
Theoretically.
those who can afford to upgrade their cars, I guess.
Yeah.
okay,
That's
okay,
also true.
so
That's also true. But eventually, I feel like it's only a matter of time before. I mean, we're talking like many, many years. But when we get to the point that it's
Yeah.
majority self-driving car.
You can never fully or trust technology either,
No, not at all. Not at all.
which is, I think, like for me, it's more terrifying thinking about the whole driving car thing, just because like technology does not work like it should most of the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's
But
very
it's
true.
like it's absurd the things they're coming up with. They're like all this stuff that I'm just like, why? Like why do you need this like technology to do this when like you could just do it? Or it's crazy, but it's the world we live in today.
Yeah, it's like all the people pushing for like these crazy things. It's like, no, like why is this a good idea? It's like the fucking Jurassic Park quote. Like,
Yeah.
has science gone too far?
bold letters, or question mark, exclamation point.
Amazon is going too far, I think. They're getting there. This grocery store thing, I'm not a fan of.
I'm not really down with that
I mean,
idea.
yeah, like
What if
the
your
only
phone's not
workers there,
connected?
like the people that are gonna stock the shelves. That's like the only workers until like they can make a robot that knows how to stock shelves itself or something. Like
And that's
I don't know.
That's not even that difficult. Like
Yeah, I
once
mean,
you do it, like they can.
yeah, it's insane.
Emma, what's your topic?
All right, so my topic has to do with basically your ultimate dream job. Because, we're all kind of, like, we're all like the same age here, except for Max. He's freaking old.
He's an old
But,
man.
like,
Yeah.
we're like young
Grandpa.
adults. We haven't, like, really started what would be like a career necessarily yet, but we're getting there. And it's kind of terrifying. But I was just thinking, the other day, like, if I could have any job in the world, like, what would I want it to be? And for me, the epitome of dream job is to be the keeper of the holocron, which is basically the person who's in charge of all of the Star Wars lore. So
Nice.
it's a legitimate thing. There's
sounded
the
fake,
I know.
but
His
now-
name
now
is
I know.
Leland Chi, is the current keeper of the holocron. And basically, like, he decides what's canon.
That's the fucking greatest thing.
I know. He's on there's like a LucasArts storyboard team or something that there's like 10 people. And one of those positions is the Keeper of the Holocron. So I'm sure there's plenty of other things that he does and that the job entails. But yeah, he's in charge of basically like deciding what's canon, what's not canon. I read a quote from him once that was like, you know, whenever I watch a Star Wars movie, all I do is I just look at the miscellaneous characters in the background and I'm like, who are they? Where do they come from? What's their story?
They
And
all
that's
have
like,
stories, though. That's the crazy thing. They all have
right.
stories.
That's the absurd thing. That would be like, you're basically a historian, but in the Star Wars universe, which is just like, I mean, my wet dream. So that's my ultimate, like, that's me shooting for the stars. But oh my god, if I will be the next Keeper of the Holocron, and I will make Coder canon again.
I decree with all of my power, KOTOR's canon.
Right. So I was just, wondering, like, if you guys could have any job at all, like, no limitations, if anything's possible, we live in America, what would you, right? What would you pick for your ultimate dream job?
Just one quick aside. Just imagine like trying to explain that to like your relatives and friends. It's like, what do you do for a living? I am the Keeper of the Holocron.
I know. It's such like a nerdy title.
That's
I love
the
it so
fucking nerdiest
much.
thing I've ever heard, but I love it.
But cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I just love that that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's an actual job.
And that's a lot. Like, they put out a lot of content, like all the books and everything. Like, you got to keep all that straight.
Right, like, you gotta know everything.
Mm-hmm.
He like disputed. There's on Wikipedia. There's like it talked about a couple of things he's had to dispute. Like apparently there is this big ordeal about how many toes Yoda's species had.
That's amazing.
And like he was the one that had to like settle that. He was like, yeah, there's like 2 toes in front and 1 in the back. There you go.
I do declare. Does Yoda's species have a name? I should know this.
I don't think if it's ever been named or not.
I'm kind of okay if it's not. But
It's just
Green
like
Monster Guy.
Yoda's
Green Monster
species.
Species.
Yes.
Name.
Like a legitimate name for them.
Oh no, you're right.
I'd be totally okay if
unknown.
if they didn't. To be honest, keep some mystery in there.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think it's kind of nice.
Disney needs to chill out and just leave some mystery in the Star Wars universe. Damn it. Oh yeah, we got Yaddle too, Yaddle too. Like,
I'm just reading. I'm on the Wikipedia right now, just looking at Yoda's species, and it says Santa Claus appears to be a member of Yoda's species.
what?
What?
Though this is an Easter egg and therefore is non-canon in
Okay.
Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, Star Wars Legends. So I was at Barnes & Noble the other day, and they've basically recovered all the EU books to where there's like this big gold band wrapped around the book that says Legends.
Legends.
It's like, because like now like all the old EU has this big like Legends band across it, and then all this new bull crap. Like, so that it's an easy way of, distinguishing what's canon now as opposed to what's no longer canon. But oh my god, seeing Revan with the big legends. Oh my, I died inside. I literally collapsed on the floor onto my knees, and I was like, I can't handle.
It's too emotional.
It's like, you know what? I'll become Keeper of the Holocron, and I'll make all. I was like, I always like to joke around. I was like, I'll make the movies not even canon. Like, Coder will be the only Star Wars canon.
You'd get fired right there. Like, that would be it. You have overstepped your boundaries.
Right. I want Coder to be Coder is canon. I'll those will be my dying words. I swear to God.
On your gravestone, KOTOR is canon.
Yep. Literally, it will be.
I'm right there with you, but some of that stuff needs to be set aside because not all of it created equal.
No, there's a ton of crap, like utter garbage.
One thing I do appreciate about what Disney's doing is they're making it very clear cut and they're trying to make it all fit together and make sense, and I appreciate that, but there's some stuff they should have kept.
What makes me so mad is like they don't consider KOTOR canon anymore, but you have like the bullshit like Star Wars Rebels or this new like feministic super awful Star Wars cartoon. Have you seen it?
It's bad. I don't think that's canon though. It seems I don't think that's canon. It's all messed up.
Oh, it's canon. It's Disney.
Yeah, but like it has a bunch of characters that don't make sense together. Like there's no way that's canon.
Wait, Star Wars Rebels or
no? Not Star Wars Rebels.
No.
There's another like
Forces of Destiny. That's what it's
called. There's like a Flash animated like very female centric thing.
Oh, okay.
And there's no way that's canon. Like everything's all messed up about it. Like I didn't really care that this existed. It's like, you know, I'm not the target audience for it. I don't care. There should be, you know, various different branches of Star Wars for everybody. But it's canon? What the fuck? No! I was okay with it till just this second.
Right, you have literally like young Leia, Rey, Padme, and Ahsoka, and Jin, like all together.
What is the logic here? Like, are they in the same scenes
canon?
together?
What?
That's canon.
Wait, are they like?
Isn't?
Are they like
What?
separate? Wait, like, do they show up with each other? Does it cross over? Is it like era specific? Like, do they at least keep it?
I don't really know because I've never seen it.
Okay. But I need to get the bottom.
It just says takes place around all eras. Okay. So what I'm assuming is it's just these mini stories with all these characters, but they're never together.
Okay.
It's just, you know, one episode will be like with Padme, and one episode will be like with Leia.
Let me tone down my my outrage there then. But all the advertising, I just see them all together.
Still.
I'm just like, what's happening? No.
I don't like looking at any of this.
It's not good. Like, at least make it quality.
Oh my God, what does Anakin look like?
Is Anakin?
Looks,
Ahsoka looks fine.
Not great.
But Ahsoka always looked stylized.
Ahsoka looks fine, but she was always the cartoon character.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chewbacca. Anakin. Oh my God.
Let's see.
Oh my
Let's
God.
see.
I will send you the picture.
No. Darth
I'm
Disneyus
dying.
Has struck
I'm dead.
Again.
I'm freaking dead.
Look at the Ewoks.
Looks like a
Look at the Ewoks.
Drawing.
This is a great audio-only podcast.
All right, everyone who's listening, look up Star Wars Forces of Destiny.
Anakin.
And yeah.
And then Ewoks.
Yeah,
look at their
the Ewoks.
faces. Look at Wicket. Look at Wicket. I mean, at least he's not
what
going
I
in
don't
dry.
like is
Chewie. What
their
the
hands,
fuck?
I know.
Chewie.
The Ewoks' hands look like legitimate dicks.
Oh my God. I didn't notice that until now. That's terrible. No, this is not okay. Slap him on the hand. No.
So yes, as the next keeper of the holocron,
Banish
I will
this shit.
Destroy Forces of Destiny.
Yeah, destroy it.
Destroy it. Burn it with fire. I'll bring back KOTOR. Get my boy Revan back up in here.
Give him a Netflix series.
What about the Christmas special? What are you gonna do
No,
about
that's already been burned. She doesn't need to do that.
Right.
It's too late.
Same with those god awful Ewok adventure movies.
I still want to do
that are
commentaries
just, like,
on those.
Absolute nightmare fuel.
He's going in dry. That's all I'm saying.
What the hell is happening in this picture?
This is terrible. Yoda. Okay, Yoda just kind of looks like he did in the original Clone Wars show, like the before Episode 3. So I can't really get too mad at that. Wicket. What is wrong with Wicket? No.
Oh,
Anakin. What the fuck is wrong with his face? It's hideous.
Anakin is still by far my favorite.
He is. I just want. I'm gonna change like my Twitter picture to just this picture of Anakin.
Yeah, please do.
What is wrong with Chewie? What is wrong with his hands? It's like he's freaky.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
It's awful.
Chewie's hand.
Okay, can I be like your apprentice of the holocron, just to like
Yes.
keep you from
I mean-
from not deleting the films, unless you're gonna delete 1, 2,
Fine.
and 3. Then they can remake 1, 2, and 3. Well,
Nah.
I
would
could use a
accept that.
Padawan.
Okay, cool. Just like someone to keep you in line. Don't drift too crazy.
Oh my God.
Revin and everything. All Revin all the time. It's like no. You can do a lot more.
That would so be me.
You're just completely seduced by the dark. Oh, Han, what the fuck? No.
Han
You
is
should
in
look
it?
it up.
No.
Yeah, Han and Kylo.
Kylo's in this too?
Oh, I see Finn.
What
He
is this show?
fine.
This I just see a toy
I
of
kind
Kylo.
of- I feel like I need to watch this now.
We need to get a review.
Like Porg's what? Forces of Destiny, man.
Oh, just wait till the Force of Destiny porgs happen. Like it's gonna be
Oh
too
my
much.
God.
I actually like what I've seen of Rebels. Not gonna lie. I wish it was a little bit more in tone with Clone Wars, but it's not terrible.
There's something about it that I just don't like.
It doesn't look aesthetically good.
I think that's maybe what it is.
Yeah.
But I've tried so hard, but I just can't.
I need to give it another shot because I just kind of like watched it illegally. So here's a book, a children's book, Chewie and the Porgs. And
Is that real?
apparently they're birds. I didn't know that
good.
they were like flying birds. I don't
Yeah,
know if
like
it's real. It
penguins.
says Disney Publishing Worldwide, but yeah, they're like flying. I figured like they'd be like little penguins. This seems legit.
Oh, it's definitely legit.
Yes, Chewie and the Porgs. This is where the money's going.
That's like utterly adorable.
Chewie and the Porgs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with this,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, don't show him. Don't show me his horrific hands again.
His God.
Freakish.
I can't even describe them. They're like, imagine what you think a dead hand looks like.
Like it's just a
And attach that to
fucking
Chewie's
lifeless corpse hand with fur on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't do it. What was this
So,
topic? Dream jobs.
Dream job.
Dream, right.
Go for it. I close the Google images. Get it out of my head.
So I can't think of anything cooler than Keeper of the Holocron.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. You pretty much dropped the mic on that one.
That's the coolest job I've ever heard.
I know. I still
Um,
can't believe it's even a thing.
It's gotta be. But so for me, I guess dream job. It's not gonna sound exciting at all, but like I'd love to be like a copywriter and just like go through articles or books or whatever and like before they're published and just like fix all the grammatical errors in it and like kind of fact check.
That is one hell of a dream job.
It's not
I'm
best.
really down with this.
Yeah, I just from like an early age, I learned about like doing pretty much copywriting, but that's not what they explained it as. And once I realized like, wait, that's an actual job in the world. I was like, you know
That's a
what?
job in the world.
I love doing this.
That's
and,
dope.
I
so
think
that's my dream job.
I think mine would just be the ability to just do whatever I want creatively without like with the monetarily security to just not care. Basically, I just want to be rich enough to do whatever the fuck I want. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of, just be a creative person, but then not have the issue that most creative people do, which is that doesn't pay the bills. So,
Right.
yeah, my whole thing is like, if I win the lottery, I just want to just do whatever comes to the line, just kind of go with the flow. That's not a real job, but just creative person professionally.
I mean,
I like that.
for me, I would have to say probably just a police officer, because that is like what my dream job is. But if we're gonna like expand it to like whatever the heck you want, this is America. I mean, maybe like something still police related, so maybe like the chief of police. I'm everybody's boss. That might be cool.
That's the good one.
I don't know.
What about?
I mean, yeah, that I could
FBI?
change like all the rules, or FBI.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
maybe.
change all the rules. Yeah,
Well,
that's a dictator.
Change all the-
I would be like, yeah, you must carry like donuts in your patrol car at all times.
At all times. What's the penalty
We have to
if they
keep the
don't?
stereotype alive. A week suspension.
Weeks, but damn, there's all overweight.
Everyone carries
man,
donuts,
you
and everyone
need
must
it.
have a mustache.
Yeah, aviators. It's basic.
What if they can't grow a mustache?
It's just then they're fired. They're off the force.
Oh,
It's-
all right.
It's just super troopers.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like those guys that like they're the ones that put the snacks in the vending machines. Maybe I could do that.
That's the dream.
But like I get like I get like 100K a year for that though.
that's where you're making mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
My
stuff-
dream job is anything that's really easy, but I get paid like $1 million.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's what I
be
thought of.
I'm gonna be the CEO of Amazon, and I'm gonna rule the world in
Yeah.
our dystopian future that we've imagined.
Gonna take away jobs.
I know, but I'll be rich.
You're right. You're right. Yo, party at your mansion.
Yeah, party at Amazon Tower. It's basically just like a castle. Amazon. Is there an Amazon Tower? There is in my administration. Oh, and by the way, the
That
CEO
sounds
of Amazon is also like
You
the
could-
dictator of the world. So, Amazon Tower.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
if
true.
Amazon shuts down, we're all fucked.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, didn't they just buy like wholesale foods?
I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me.
They got Whole Foods.
I'm
I
pretty
think.
sure they
Whole
did.
Foods. That's right. That's right.
Like,
Hmm.
like holy, like why don't you just buy Google while you're at it?
Because that's their
And
like
Apple.
main. Those are like the big boys. Like you can't just buy Google. Like they would be like they'd be like the number 2 contender for taking over the world. They got the self-driving
Yeah,
cars.
I mean, yeah, and now they have like hearing aids or headphones that can translate 40
Yeah,
languages. Like,
that stuff's
holy
crazy.
moly. Yeah.
When the Amazon Google war happens,
That's World War
Uh,
III. It's Amazon and
that's-
Google fighting each other.
that's
How
when
has that not
really
happened
done.
yet?
What?
An Amazon Google war.
I was gonna say World War III. An Amazon
Well, that
Google war. Yeah, I don't know. What would that look like? Just a bunch of drones bumping each other. Self-driving cars freaking out.
My God, I'm just picturing that.
Drones versus self-driving cars.
Just like super just overly dramatic music and just Amazon drones dropping boxes on cars like bombers.
Yes.
Someone make this a film. You don't have to specifically call it Amazon Google, but like rip off Amazon Google.
Yeah, you get creative.
Get creative, Like
We can't give you all the entire script here.
basically like just, like the businesses in GTA, like just all the parodied, places.
Right.
Man, I want to see that so bad. Like,
It's a Black Mirror episode if I ever heard one.
I want a feature film. I want a found footage. Amazon versus Google with Mark Wahlberg. I could actually cast Mark Wahlberg in this. I'm saying that right here, right now. Starring Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
We'll get Micah to do it. He'll do it.
Yeah. What would it be called? What's the stinger for this? What's gonna sell the What's gonna sell?
World War III.
World War III, starring Mark Wahlberg. That's a little on the nose. I don't know about that. Drone Zone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to Is that a drone? I'm driving a self-driving car. Oh wait, no, I'm not. It's a self-driving car. I don't drive a self-driving car. What's going on? Is that a drone? Is my package here? What's going on? World War III? No drone zone.
I think we found a transformer.
Wait, no, that's just a bigger drone. Wait, Amazon built a transformer.
Oh yeah, whoever builds a transformer first, they win the war.
It's over. Like, it's a race. It's an arms race. Whoever can build a transformer first wins World War III and takes over the world. Starring Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
I mean, didn't they make like a BMW that can like transform into like a something?
Transforming BMW.
It can stand up, and then now you have a car that's just standing up.
You need a war machine.
Yeah, I mean, close enough. Right?
That's still pretty cool. That's still pretty cool. I'm looking at the pictures now. I mean, that's as close as we got to a transformer. That's like a life-size transformer toy. That drives. Does it drive? Does it even drive?
I would hope so. Imagine like you're in traffic and you just see some dude's car turn, like stand up.
Stand up. Kathy, I think I found a transformer over there in the freeway. Like, that'd be crazy. It's like I don't have time for all this traffic. Transform and get crushed. It would literally crush you. Dream jobs.
Yeah. Dream jobs.
Dream jobs.
Yes.
We have a good variety of dream jobs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yours is still the coolest. Mine is just me being lazy. I mean, dream job, like, within reason. I mean, I'd like to write games, but that's like, I don't know. That's still there are very few studios that just have writers.
And it's hard to get in.
And
I'll
it's hard to
hire
get in.
you.
Okay, you'll hire me? Fantastic. I got my in. So I'm going to be the apprentice for the Keeper of the Holocron, and I'll write games for your studio. And you're going to be so fucking rich. Like,
I know.
I have all the knowledge.
We'll single-handedly rewrite the entire Star Wars canon.
I'm so okay with this.
We'll be legends.
Except not the legends.
Star Wars legends.
Star Wars legends.
We'll be like gods, not legends.
Yeah. So we have like a purple binding around our books. Like gods. Like Star Wars gods.
The Emma and Noah canon.
Yeah. This is our alternate universe where everything is great and Revan stars and everything. I'm okay
you
with
two
this.
are basically like Sith Lords in this scenario.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like a
Yes.
Are you the Palpatine in here? I could be.
Of
I
course.
could.
She's the
I could
holocron.
be Vader. I could fuck around with Vader.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but of course that just means that you will kill me.
Well, no. We're changing that aspect
Oh, okay.
of the
Yes,
canon.
of course.
Just so I don't murder you because you're the keeper.
What a dumb ending.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
What? No, that's like the what? No, that's like the ending's like the best part.
I totally said that sarcastically. 6
Okay.
is my favorite.
Okay.
6 is my all-time favorite. so-
Respect to you on that one.
Simply because of the ending.
I was about to throw out some fight words. I'm like, you want
Too
to be keeper?
good.
You want to be keeper of the holocron and say episode 6 ending sucks? I'm going to take the throne now. You just wait. Anyway,
But I'm just like, some real issues I'll clean up though. Darth Maul dead.
No, Darth Maul lives.
No.
He
Darth
lives,
Maul
and
dead.
he doesn't have spider legs.
Dead.
I'm not down with this so
Right.
far.
This is why you're the
Yeah.
apprentice.
Okay, yeah, I can never be the number one.
You can write some like alternate universe, you know, like his experience in hell or something.
That would actually be pretty dope. I'm
In
not
Limbo,
lying.
Darth Maul in
Darth
Limbo.
Maul in but like
Maul
Star
goes
Wars
to
Limbo,
hell.
like with
Yes.
damn.
He's chilling with like Plagueis and like
He's not chilling. He's
all the
fighting his
other-
way. He's killing all the Sith. In
all the other
Damn.
limp dick Star Wars villains that died way too early.
yeah, like
Boba Fett.
no, Boba Fett's alive,
Right,
motherfucker.
Boba Fett
Boba Fett lives.
dead.
No, Boba Fett lived. Boba
He
Fett's
lives
alive.
in Legends. That's Legends now.
I'm pretty sure someone at Disney said he lived. That's all I'm saying. Pretty sure George Lucas said he lived. That's all the
Until
confirmation I
see
need.
a film
Oh yes, yes, George Lucas.
with him in it. Past episode
He
6.
fucking lived.
he's-
I will go to my grave with that. That will be the hill I die on. Yours will be KOTOR's canon. Mine will be Boba Fett fucking lived.
All right, you can let me kill off Darth Maul. We'll keep Boba Fett around.
If I have to choose, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to choose Boba Fett. Like,
we'll keep Boba Fett around.
okay, all right. He climbs out of that fucking Sarlacc pit, and then he continues being a galaxy hopping badass. That's how it goes.
Snoke is the youngling from Episode 3.
No.
Have you seen those
Everything.
pictures though?
All right, I'm 100% on board. It lines up way too perfectly. Just
I
imagine
know.
that.
Because here's the thing. We never saw Anakin kill those younglings. It was simply implied.
Obi-Wan watched him kill the younglings, though. It was
Yeah.
also
Killed-
implied,
I saw him killing younglings. He could have killed other younglings.
just not that
Who
one.
said he didn't leave that one alive?
Oh my god. I'm looking at an image.
Yeah,
where
it's
they
spot on.
digitally
Yeah, I
imaged
know.
a child.
Spot on.
I don't like it.
All right, continue. I need to hear. I need to hear the laundry list of the perfect Star
Mace
Wars.
Windu lives.
Yes. I
okay
want.
with
Because
that.
I want to see old Mace Windu so bad with like a dead eye and like a beard. Like, give it to
right,
me.
what a freaking bitch ass way, man, to kill him because he was bomb. He is actually within the Star Wars universe. Mace Windu was actually like the most powerful Jedi.
He's borderline
In
gray
terms of-
Jedi.
In terms of like raw power,
Yeah.
Mace Windu was even more powerful than Yoda. So it's stupid that Anakin can, tap him just a little bit and he flies out the window and just dies.
Yeah, it's one of the many issues of episode 3. But, and he needs to like drop like 10 times more motherfuckers. Like he
Oh,
needs,
yes.
he needs to invent the word motherfucker in the Star Wars universe.
Right. Well, basically, me and you will write, direct, and star in the remakes of the Star Wars movies.
Okay, I'm not okay with this at all. Who would I play? I could be Chewie. Like that's it. I got height, and I'm not even that tall.
We have to be the main characters. I'll chop off all my hair and be Luke. But
Damn.
I'll be Luke as if he was a transgender because, of course, we have to appeal
Oh,
to
yeah.
the feminists who run the world.
We have to appease Kathleen Kennedy at some point during this.
Exactly. So I'll be Luke, which means
I'm Chewie.
you have
like-
to be Leia.
No, what? We gotta have more people. We can't be everybody. I don't.
You have to be. You have to be Leia.
That's horrific. Aren't you a little tall
Max
for a stormtrooper?
Max can be Han. That's why it would be funny.
Okay, all
because
right.
you're huge and I'm super short.
Am I also transgender? What is-
You can?
Yeah.
All right, Max is
It's
absolutely
basically
Han.
Star Wars but
You have
role
an issue?
reversal.
Okay, Max is absolutely Han though. Like totally.
Yes, Max is Han. 100%.
Could I also be
Can I
Nien
be-
Nunb in the makeup?
Yes. It's just me, you, and Max playing all of the
No,
characters.
let's have all of
simultaneously.
us. We gotta have all of us.
Yes,
Yo,
all of us.
Yeah.
Can I
Who
be
would- okay.
R2D2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, but not in a robot. You're just like on your hands and knees, and you just like crawl around and like
Beep beep beep,
beep
up.
every once in a while.
Beep beep. Who would Micah be though? I feel like he would also be a good Luke, except he'd have like he'd be weird. I don't know.
I feel like Micah is a good Lando.
Micah's a great Lando.
He's got a mustache.
Micah would
that's
definitely
a
screw us
fantastic
all
choice.
over. So
Yeah, but then also like be like the homie at the end. Who
I dig.
Who would be Jabba at the end of this?
Well, if you're Leia,
If I'm like, I can't be Jabba. Like, even though I would nominate
Right.
myself, I would nominate myself unless I could just be. I could really just pull out those acting chops, and like really pull off choking myself. No,
I'm sorry.
I want to be Jabba. I want to be Jabba. You just like cut
You
back
can do
and forth.
both.
Yeah, you just cut back and forth.
Yes.
Like one is me choking, and then the other one's pulling the chain. I'm in a metal bikini.
can
It's
we
great.
please do this? We have to.
We gotta make a trailer. Just a trailer.
I mean, kind of funny life 4, if we all go.
Just drop that. Just drop
There
it.
we go.
Just do it.
Micah has the
Trailer
cameraman
real
Just do it.
skills.
Just do it in the park, and in like alleys.
We could go
Alcatraz
to
is the Death Star.
Muir Woods
We could
On
go to
Endor.
Endor. Yeah, we could literally go to Endor.
Yeah, that's true.
That's actually I would really want to go there someday, for that reason. Who would be Yoda?
I could do Yoda.
You could definitely be
Yeah,
Yoda.
Eli could definitely be Yoda.
Yeah.
Because I could totally see like you just trying to like die peacefully, but I'm like all up in your business.
Yeah. You gotta
love
like
this.
carry me around in your backpack.
Right. But we have to, and that whole scene just has to be us singing the Seagull song.
What?
I'm sorry.
The bad lip reading. The
I
bad
ran.
lip
Oh
reading.
yeah. I'm on board
Oh.
now. I'm on board now.
Yeah.
I was just like, what are you talking about?
Band.
I will make that canon. I will
Flock of
make the bad
seagulls.
lip reading canon.
I'm trying to remember
Okay.
the lyrics right now, but I'm totally blanking. Bad lip. This this fucking seagull. Stop it now. I'm trying to find it.
And then we can write a story about the seagulls that attacked Yoda and inspired the song.
Yeah, exactly. It's like retroactively making it canon. All right, should I do a dramatic?
I'm down.
So
A dramatic reading.
So I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna put the link in the group chat. You can be where's that? Yeah, you be Luke, and then I can do whatever, or Eli can do Yoda.
Oh my god, this is fantastic.
All right, posted the lyrics. There's a lot of Yoda lines though.
Penny for your thoughts. That quote was in my Instagram bio for forever.
I gotta hear this though.
Yoda begging. Oh my god.
Penny for your thoughts. Yes.
I feel like I need to watch the actual thing.
No, it'd be even better if you didn't.
Right. Because if you do, then you won't be able to just read it.
Yeah. Pregnant pause.
Oh, am I? Wait, what?
No, there was a pause. Just gotta. It's audio. Gotta fill it. Come on.
I'm confused.
Just read Yoda.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
just have to
didn't
just
know that.
read it dramatically.
Okay, I missed that part. Sorry.
It's all good.
All right. Penny, for your thoughts.
I hate Brenda, and a bad guy hit me in the shin, and I peed all in my pants.
It's nothing a little music can't help. Rockin', rockin' and rollin' down to the beach. I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun. I said, seagulls, stop it. I proceed to bang. Everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. Said seagulls gonna come poke me in the coconut, and they did. And they did. Had me go, nothing I could do, but yeah. Me. When I tried to run, I fell, and these kids start laughing, and then got hit in the neck with a hacky sack. Where'd it come from? Now run, 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 jump. I can be a backpack while you run. Run, 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 jump, and stop. Put me down. I love to groove and boogie, yeah.
Great.
Show you some dance moves.
No, I don't want you to.
If I had your giant feet out there on the beach, could have outrun those birds.
You're a psycho wiener.
Let me grab my beater.
Stop it, please.
Oh, we need Matt.
Oh yeah, we need Matt. Matt, do it.
Stop it, please. Beep pop, boop, beep pop.
When I'm still banging.
Don't hit me, please. Don't hit me. Beep pop, boop.
Hey, come on, man. Quit that banging.
Hey, what's that stank?
You put a fish in our basket.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did that.
You owe me an apology.
Just hold your breath and see. When the time is right, birds will bite your face. Now run, 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 jump! I can be a backpack while you run. Swing from a hairy vine. I can be your backpack while you climb. Stand on one hand and lift rocks with your special gift. Run, 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 jump! Now breathe. That's good, like that. Like that. One day I was walking and I found this big log. Then I rolled the log over, and underneath was a tiny little stick. And I was like, that log had a child. Listen, boy, someday when you're older, you could get hit by a boulder while you're lying up there screaming, come help me, please. The seagulls poke at your knees. Stop it now.
Whatever, you're sort of pitchy.
Didn't like it?
Listen, man, I'm not your friend.
Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep.
That's so weird without the music. Like,
That might have been the best piece of content we've ever put
I
out.
mean, Fish Hatchery is up there, but yeah.
Yeah, this is right next to Fish Hatchery. Yeah. I'll never
You
forget
have
this
to
moment.
actually listen to the song now.
Yeah.
It will never leave your brain.
It's a lot
It'll
less
be there for
creepy.
forever.
It's a lot less creepy. Like with the music, it all somehow makes sense.
Okay,
Somehow. As asinine as it is. Any final dream jobs? After all of that.
All right. I do have one final thing.
All right.
Okay, so, whenever we do inevitably colonize the moon, I want to be the chief of police of the moon.
That's a good one.
Wow, okay.
You get
And
rid.
yeah, that's my final. That's my final thoughts about
You
that.
bypass the job problem entirely by just living on the moon.
Exactly.
Oh wow, I'm like totally out of breath. That was something else. Well, now it is actually time for I Recommend, where one of us recommends to the group something for the others to check out. It can be anything. And last time, I recommended everybody the Irish Cream, Danny O'Dwyer's gaming documentary YouTube channel, No Clip. Just preface, which docs did you all watch, and what did you think?
So I watched the Witcher documentary.
The latest
and-
one.
Yeah, the latest one. And so, I started the first episode and, it just captivated me, like, so much that I watched like five of them in a row.
Oh wow.
And, there's 6 episodes. So the last one I watched when I got home from work, and I was thoroughly entertained. Like uh Danny O'Dwyer and the the are there other people who work on it, or is it just Danny?
He edits it, and he's like the main guy, but there's like he has a couple guys helping him with like filming and stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me look up the whole like people like while you continue.
Okay, so like the production and like the quality of the content is like so good. And I might be like a little bit biased because I was born in Poland, so like getting to see like my country and stuff in like the first episode was really cool. Like I've said this lots of times before, but like games like The Witcher, like really high fantasy, they never really like stood out to me that much. Like I just didn't find them all that interesting, and I never really played them. But like after watching this documentary, like I really kind of want to buy The Witcher and play it, because it like I always knew it was like a pretty good game and stuff, but now I'm just like kind of curious to see if I would actually like it. And yeah, final thoughts. Great documentary. I'm gonna check out more of their stuff, and they earned my sub on YouTube, so yeah, good stuff.
Glad to hear it. Just real quick, I'm gonna try to sell you on The Witcher 3. It is not like a lot of typical high fantasy things. It is very like down in the dirt, very like, lots of moral grays happening. Like it's feels a lot. It feels a lot more grounded than a lot of fantasy. It's not quite as much as like Game of Thrones. Like there's a little bit more magic and stuff, but it isn't your typical fantasy stuff. Like the characters like they swear a lot. There's like a lot of like violence. Like it's not your typical like Tolkien-esque fantasy setting, if that influences you at all.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Skyrim, so I think I would probably like The Witcher, right?
Yeah, like this is a lot more emphasis on storytelling too,
Yeah,
as it is
yeah.
based off books. But yeah, no, they hardly they went that whole first episode of the documentary, barely even mentioning the word Witcher. Like they just were really talking about how like gaming in Poland was just a wild west. Like I recommend everyone check out this new one. It's really good. I was a day one patron of this guy because of his work at GameSpot. I almost said GameStop. With the point specifically, like that was the main reason I was subscribed to GameSpot. That's really hard. GameSpot for so long. It's very similar to this, but it's more about Danny's opinion. This is very much about the dev side. So it was kind of a no-brainer when he left. I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to support this guy because I know he can do great stuff. And yeah, like you said, like the production quality on this series is just incredible. Like, and it's telling stories that otherwise probably wouldn't be told. So he's doing a really important thing for gaming as a whole, and he's doing it right. So
yeah, I agree. Okay, so I watched the first part of the Doom series, and like Matt, I was like blown away by the production of it. Like it was so beautiful. Everything, like the filming, the I don't know. They did something. They went to Texas and they showed like the city kind of.
yeah,
Or
he does a lot of
whatever
landscape
city it
shots.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like a red what's like filter over it, because like Doom,
Yeah.
very big on red. And I mean, I don't know if he does that every episode, but for the Doom one, I thought that was very cool and very appropriate.
No, he went all out on the Doom episode with like all that imagery. Usually he does a lot of like cityscape shots. Like his cinematography is really excellent. He does a lot of like the nature stuff and the urban stuff. But yeah, no, generally the red motif was mainly reserved for the Doom doc. They all kind of have their own flavor.
Yeah, and like it was packed with information, and even like, so they talked about Doom 4, which before this documentary, I feel like there's very little official like statements about it.
Yeah, we just knew like it got canceled and then rebooted basically. We knew it was like development hell.
Yeah, development hell, and then you got like a leaked trailer after the fact, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm really glad they showed a lot of new footage that hadn't been released before. Like they gave him a bunch of like concept footage that wasn't ever used anywhere. So he was able to get stuff that honestly, if he didn't come and ask him, probably nobody would ever saw that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like I really appreciate like the whole concept of it, and that it's executed so well, like not only like visually and like film wise, but like information wise. Like it really cements, I think, video games as just like an actual like it makes video games seem more real, Even
Yeah.
for someone who's been playing for like pretty much my entire life, like it just makes it feel more like this is a real thing.
Yeah, particularly with the Doom doc, the creative director at id, Hugo Martin, like I could listen to that guy talk like all day. Like I loved his parts, and you'll have to go and like watch the rest of the parts. But he does like every time like he has an interview, it's awesome to listen to. That guy's super funny and eloquent. But yeah, no, his kind of theme with his, and I guess it's because that these are the stories that devs don't mind sharing, but like really like failure to success stories, like comeback stories. He's kind of specializing in. Like with Rocket League, it was it's very quaint. Starts as a Unreal Tournament mode, and then with more recently the Final Fantasy 14 one, which was like just a terrible launch, but has like slowly grown into a really big MMO. And yeah, with The Witcher, how like they didn't even know how to make games when they first started. Like they were just exchanging games, and then they eventually had to get the help of BioWare to get their studio started. And then looking at the progress from Witcher 1 to Witcher 3, like he really does a good job at showing these like rags to riches stories, and kind of like really shows how really hard game dev is. How does anything come out? It's astounding that any game comes out.
Yeah. I don't know. Just whenever a game gets canceled and then you learn like the story behind it, it's like, why does anyone do this?
Just passion, just pure passion. It has to be.
That's really all it is.
Especially in AAA, where it's like you got all the publisher shit to deal with. But
Yeah, I appreciate the vision, and before seeing it, I was like, I knew what the concept was, of course, and everything, and I kind of referenced it when I thought about like, okay, what's kind of going to be like my opus, like career wise, and it was always like a similar idea, where like, instead of video games, it would be like cartoons. But now that I've actually seen the way it's done, it's like this man's like a master.
You mean Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, at his craft. Yeah, it was many years in the making. Like this, he said this is something he wanted to do for a while, and then just finally just got the balls to jump out and do it. And I really appreciate anybody who just takes that big a risk. Let me see. He also has a bunch of smaller interviews to check out that might be a little bit more digestible. He did a lot of. He did one with John Romero, which was really cool. One of the most prolific devs in games history. Let me see. No clip. Let me just look at their series. Like some really obscure stuff too. Just the docs. They got Final Fantasy 15, Rocket League, Profiles, which are like the various interviews. The Witcher, Spelunky. They did one on Frog Fractions. They did one on.
I need to watch that Frog Fractions one.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've actually seen that one. I need to get on that. But yeah, just because the content's so good. Even if like I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 either, but like that doc was fascinating to watch, just because the way it's presented and the story behind it. So even if you're not into the particular game, I highly recommend checking out the docs. Emma, I assume you didn't get to watch any of these?
I did not, but I
Okay.
definitely am going to, just because that kind of stuff is right up my alley. I freaking love Danny, so I will 100% get on that.
You know, this might sound excessive or hyperbolic, but I really do believe that this is some of the best content related to games available right now in terms of production quality and importance, historical importance. So go check No Clip out, Danny O'Dwyer, The Irish Cream. And so you wanted to recommend something for us for next week, Emma.
Yeah. So I found it pretty fitting. Halloween's coming up. So what better time to recommend my favorite horror movie of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time, period, the 1922 German silent film Nosferatu, which you may know from SpongeBob.
Nosferatu.
That's where everyone first heard of him. But I first saw this movie when I was in 8th grade. And I don't know if you guys really like silent movies or anything, but I really love them. The story behind this film in general, it was basically an unauthorized adaptation of Dracula. So they basically changed, all the characters got different names. The word vampire became the word Nosferatu. And Bram Stoker, who wrote Dracula, his family actually ended up suing Murnau, who is the director, and a court ordered that all copies of the film get destroyed, but a couple survived, which is how we have the film today. And it's just, I personally really, really love this movie. First vampire movie ever made, one of the very first horror movies ever made, so I love this movie so much that I'm naming my son after the vampire. So
What?
Wait, what?
the name of the vampire in this movie is Count Orlok. And ever since I was in 8th grade, I'm like, if I ever have a son, I'm naming him Orlok. As nerdy and as ridiculous as that is, like, I love this movie. So I'm really excited I love hearing people's opinion of the movie because a lot of people like it. My brothers actually really like it, but then again, like, a lot of people really don't. You know, silent movies aren't everyone's cup of tea. So, and some of the parts of the part of the movie can be slow at times, but it's very creepy and in your face kind of. My issue with a lot of vampires are so over dramatized and so over and romanticized, and you saw that with Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and then of course like all the vampire crap like Twilight and all that, all that bullshit.
Yeah, all that bullshit.
But like, right, this is like showing vampires like how they really are in folklore and stuff, and that is that they are monsters. And I'm just excited to see what you guys think of it, just because it's just one of those films you either really like it or you really don't. So I love the movie so much. I love hearing people's opinions on it. So I think it'll be fun. It's a short little movie, not too long. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it is anymore, but I know there's a couple versions of the movie. I own both versions, so I own the original version, and then I also own a version where they actually went in and changed all of the dialogue cards to where all of the names of the people are actually the names of the people that are in Dracula. I guess they thought it was more ethical, but I hate that version.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
have
stupid.
to watch the original, right? So if you can find the original, I highly suggest watching that one. It also just has an amazing soundtrack, which silent films have to have a good soundtrack or it just makes it unbearable. But
so I looked on Amazon Video. They have it available for rent for $3.99. It says restored Kino edition. That might be the poor edition that you just described. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, we should be able to find it.
I mean, I just searched up on Netflix and they have the original version, but it's DVD only.
I just found it on
Yeah.
YouTube, so we can just use that.
Yep, there you go.
Scary Lifetime movies, Nosferatu. No, I'm just kidding.
That's an actual
Like just
scary
Google
life.
just Google Nosferatu, and like there's one of the top results is a YouTube video with the whole thing, hour and 20 minutes, not very long. I think the silent nature of it will actually be creepier, so I'm actually really looking forward to it because I've always heard of it, but I never actually watched it myself.
There's actually back when this movie was being made, I know so many random facts about this movie. It's like sad.
No, it's
But
cool.
back when this movie was being made, Max Schreck, who's the actor that plays Count Orlok, was never not in character on set. And it freaked the other actors and townspeople out so much that they actually believed he was a real vampire.
Oh my gosh.
And there was a movie made called Shadow of the Vampire, and I'm pretty sure Willem Dafoe plays Max Schreck.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
and it's actually, I love it. It's basically about the making of Nosferatu, but if Max Schreck really was a vampire. And that movie is super freaking cool. I love making people watch Nosferatu and then making them watch Shadow of the Vampire because Shadow of the Vampire really complements Nosferatu and Nosferatu really complements Shadow of the Vampire. It's interesting. Both movies, I love both movies. I just love the history of Nosferatu in general. Just the creepiness of Max Schreck, which once you guys see the movie, like you'll understand. I can't imagine being an actor and like having him act like that all the time. That's just like that's crazy.
I'm looking at shots of the of Willem Dafoe. Man, that guy. Why isn't he the Joker?
Right.
Yeah.
He could totally do it.
He just has the facial structure and just the creepiness. So, are you assigning both?
No, I'll just go with the original. There was a version of Nosferatu that came out in the 70s. I don't really like it. I'd say watch the 1922 one. I say if you enjoy it, you should definitely watch Shadow of the Vampire because if you like Nosferatu, you'll love Shadow of the Vampire.
And it also has John Malkovich in it. All right, well, go check out Nosferatu. That's definitely our furthest back in the past, I recommend. And this has been episode 13 of Gridlife Digest. Thank you so much for listening. You can head over to gridlifedigest.com to see everything we post and consider subscribing on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube so you never miss a topic. We'll be back next Wednesday with another conversation. So this one's going to be an interesting title. It's going to be like dystopian automated future with Teletubbies as the thumbnail. Like it's
gonna be good.
I don't know how I'm going to brand this one. Anyway, thanks. That was a good one, guys. See you guys next week.